I will leave it for a few minutes in order to give time for A, me to set the rest of my setup up, and B, for people to join. So yeah. Hello everyone, hello Clara. Lovely to see you. I am now back. Though I didn't really go any, well I did go somewhere, but I still have my phone with me. So, as far as Discord is concerned, I did not go anywhere. But I hope you are both well. And let's get, oh wait, no. Let's get started. Then I remembered that this is no longer post-game legendary hunting. This is the grand finale. So I gotta change the name. Cool, there we go. Right, so I believe there is no time like the present to begin. So, oh, I still had my own stream open in Twitch and I could hear myself. Okay, so, as a bit of recap, we have entered the grand finale, and so we've gone all the way to the cap of level 150. Our objective is to go and meet Noel at the Rhodochrane tree, according to Heather. Does she have any extra lines if I go back and talk to her here? No, maybe I already talked for those. So, everyone's here. And there are no legendaries on the table. Asked her why are you still here? Yes. That is the same. So, with all the anomalies clear, we have our objective. Let's lead with Archon for as long as it is sensible to. No. So, if we go up to the Rhodochrane tree... Oh, that's not where I meant to go. Try not to run into too many thousands of Kecleons on the way. I believe we can go into the New World portal and it will take us... Yes, straight to the top. Okay. I know how we can get to Anna. Well, it's more like I can put you at her, I think. There are two things I need though. One, I need you to remove the meteor. The big one, that is. There's too much of her on it, it's blocking my vision. Giratina can do it for you. Two, I need someone who has seen where she is. That person is Fern. Sorry. Fern is the only other person besides Anna who's been to where she is. He was there before and lost to Lynn. When I say before, I don't mean, for example, an hour ago. I mean, for example, a clock ago. I'm starting to see what Anna meant. What she saw and how hard it is to talk about so it makes sense. I see that he turned to stone. We have to fix that too. Bring Giratina to the meteor and bring Fern here. Then I can put you at Anna. Looks like you were right, Clara. So he was the first out of our little trio. So the meteor in question that is being mentioned here, for some reason a lot of people get confused about which one this is. I'm pretty sure it's the Necrozma one. Oh my goodness, Kecleon. We will never be rid of all of the Kecleons, it would seem. Wait, no, it's in the cave, isn't it? Why did I think it was in the Chim? So yeah, a lot of people get confused about which meteor this is, but I'm pretty sure it's Necrozma's meteor rather than Deoxys's. I think the reason why they get confused is because Xena appears next to Deoxys's meteor, but the meteor is Necrozmas. So this one. Because this is the one that Lynn was standing on at the end of the game. And the clue to know which one it is that Terra says that the real meteor, like the capital M meteor, is covered in crystal. Do I still have the remote PC? Yes. So come here, you who are not my Giratina. Okay, what are you doing? I know you may have basically lived between that rock and a hard place for however long, but I don't trust you. Whatever it is you're planning, just know I'll be ready for you. I'm getting better with this power, I think. I realized I made a friend, but then it was already with me all along in some sense, right? That pendant, it feels the same as it does. No, but modern urchin Lynn's always was. I don't remember when her text became like this. Yeah, lowercase was Lynn's thing. I don't remember when it became lowercase. It might have been at Giratina, might have been before that. But yeah, it is now always lowercase. Maybe that's why we're friends. And Lynn, I'll tell you something. Baby Arceus wants to stop you just as much as I do. It still hasn't recovered from what you did to it, twisting it with the pulse like that. We won't let you get away with it. So, sure, do whatever you want with that stupid hunk of space junk. But if you dare to get near us, be ready. We're going to be giving you everything we've got. It's still capitalizing Giratina. Okay, because I think she glitches out, like, all X text in Weather Gauntlet? But I don't know if, and yeah, because Tao is just bonding, but Taka doesn't think she's okay because she kind of six Kyurem on him. Cannot believe I have to go back here for the 5th time. Is there... Okay, I was going to say, is there a PC in here? Yes, there is. I just walked past it. Right. Okay. Also, have we accidentally got it so that there are now 2 Giratinas? Because Adries brings hers forward? Or is it just that she only captures it the 2nd time around? Giratuna! That would indeed be very funny. It's like, surprise! I was about to say something about the Ditto, but no, that was Zygarde. Right. Oh, so... Oops. Yeah, there can be 2. There can be the Renegade, and then Adri's actual one is going to be called Galea. Maybe I can have baby Giratina. Like how there's a baby Arceus. And the baby one can be called... Galea. Okay, maybe I shouldn't lead with Archon for this. Because... who should... I guess Phantom? Because we've got a battle coming up. Up and around. And up again we go. Here you are, Florinia. You return. Perhaps that is only kind. I have been here studying his geological composition as best as I can without risking damage to him. I hoped that this appearance might only be something of a shell, that perhaps he was still alive and well inside. Perhaps with the right chemical concoction we could produce a draft to revive him. But no. I can think of no scientific answer to solve this. Perhaps I'm simply ignorant, lacking in the proper knowledge, education, skills. Perhaps if I had studied harder I would be able to produce a proper solution. Or perhaps I'm simply telling myself that because I still wish to believe that this could have been avoided. It's strange. By all logical accounts and reasonings, Fern was neither beneficial nor pleasant to be around for much of his time. Nonetheless, I can't help but acknowledge a deep sorrow when thinking that he may never leave this spot. He wasn't always quite so obnoxious. We had a big celebration for my 15th birthday and everyone brought presents. Everyone except Fern, that is. He forgot. Mother spent weeks planning the entire party and he managed to forget. My father got me one final doll for the occasion, to celebrate graduation into womanhood, they said. It was the very last thing to open, kept in a glass case and covered under a sheet in back of the other gift. When we finally reached it, we pulled off the cover for the reveal and found that the doll had been completely defaced. 2 hooligans of my grade had invited themselves to the occasion, snuck around, drew all over it in magic marker, and cut up her dress. They were outed by their failure to contain their own laughter and fled on the spot. Father was furious. He nearly sent everyone home then and there. It's fine, I insisted. It's not as if I was still going to be playing with dolls anyway. And so the party soldiered onwards into the evening. I didn't even realize Fern had left until he brought our waltz to a screeching halt by slamming the door open. He just stood there in the entry, covered in mud, panting, and holding 2 pairs of tennis shoes spinning in the air. I finally got your present, he boasted. His grin could have stretched coast to coast. What girl would want 2 pairs of dirty, oversized shoes, Father scolded. They were twice the size of my feet. But of course, he stole them from the other boys. They must have had 5 years on him each, but that didn't stop him from tracking them both down and stealing their stupid smelly shoes. I don't remember a single other thing I got that year. I wonder, did I even smile at him then? If I had, would he still be here now? So you dragged yet another innocent person into your schemes and got them hurt. I guess Fern told tale in the first place this time, so maybe he was actually still your buddy in the end. Saw fit to save you so you could keep on putting people in danger. But like Rini said, it's not like he was actually a bad person. Come to think of it, he wants to be a hero too, right? He only ever went down the path he did because he felt like there was no room for him, right? If it weren't for you, he wouldn't have turned out like this, right? Did you purposely just manipulating him into turning onto your side? And for what? Just to let him get hurt at the end anyway? I beg your pardon, but I'm not sure what's going on here. It's the same thing that's always going on. Lynn. She schemes and manipulates and turns people against each other and then everyone else suffers for it. I was under the impression Lynn did not survive after Adriana defeated her. Adriana is Lynn! She was fooling us all along. That does not make logical sense. Adriana has been fighting Lynn and Team Meteor nearly since the moment she arrived in this region. That's how she gets you. It's like a game to her. She sets up obstacles for the joy of knocking them down. But think about it. An obscenely strong trainer who never talks, never really loses, bathed in Arceus' power. It's obviously Lynn. If we're not careful, she'll bring about the end of our world for real this time. How do you know Adriana didn't want Fern to get turned to stone? Lynn could have done all this on purpose. But it's okay. I can fix him. And I'll do it even if it puts me at risk. I'm trusting in you, Florinia, and my brother, and everyone else Adriana keeps trying to manipulate. Just make sure you do whatever it takes to stop Lynn. Get ready, this might be messy. Oh, you're safe. Thank God. What is anyone gonna do if we lose our champion again? Fern, you're really okay? Hey, you look like you've been crying again. What's the matter? If someone was being mean to you, your brother will take care of it. I haven't always been there for you like I should, but I mean it. No one messes with our family, you got it? You say that after you already all but disavowed even having a sister. Hey, I mean it. I'm sorry for everything before. I should have stuck by your side, Nia. How long has it been since you called me that? Not since we were kids, right? I got embarrassed by things like that. You never seemed to care in the first place, and then on top of that, you shared all your feelings. I only started calling you Flowbot to push myself away, so it would hurt less when I remembered what you weren't capable of. Love, affection, whatever you want to call it. I was scared, but that's no excuse for my behavior. And I get that I only ostracized you further. It's the last thing I wanted. I was stupid. Total dumb. I'm so sorry, Nia. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I'm gonna do my best to be here for you from here on out. I know better than to hope so. It's this aura making you say those things. Well, maybe. I guess we don't know. Adriana, let's find out. I've put you through the ringer too, and I'll say it now. I was jealous of you every step of the way. You get it? I wanted your skill, your luck, your friendships. I wanted people to talk to me as easily as they talk to you. I wanted them to smile, to be someone you could have depended on, and to save this region together proudly. And I was too weak. I'm sorry. Now break me out and let's see it. Let's see if I'm man enough to live up to my own goddamn pathetic feelings. Give me as good as you got. Here it is, Umbral Fern. Maybe I should have led with Rosaline. I forgot this was Holyfield. That's gonna probably knock Phantom out. Oh, look, it didn't. Ah! Curse you, priority! Okay, but now I have no idea what he's sending in. So let's go with Rosaline. Katana, okay. Sort the terrain out. Yep. Uh-oh. Good. Diancie, Chromantia. Why does everyone have a Diancie? Hey, Rosaline reached a cap, and Arkan, and Sapphire. Huh, there it is, his superior. This was what his ace was before Decidueye was added to the game. And there's his Roserade. And his final Pokemon is what I'm assuming is a Mega Mawile. I've been scared every day of my life and lost the plot for it. But I'm not about to lose it again. Yep, Mega Mawile. Ah! Curse you, Sucker Punch! But we did it. We defeated Umbral Fern. Now let's just find out just how I really am. This is all embarrassing. You get that I seriously want to go crawl in a hole and die right now, yeah? So it was just the aura. Right. I said I knew better, and yet I'm still disappointed. Screw that! Who cares about knowing better? They're your feelings, right? I'm just glad you have any. I'm selfish enough to enjoy your disappointment. Not because I want you to hurt, but because I'm happy some part of you still cares. I don't like that I said all that before, but I wasn't talking nonsense. I want to look out for you, Nia. You too, Adriana. I may not have been good for much, but I'm proud that I could take the fall for you. You know what? I can smile at myself for that. And I can admit that I'm jealous and scared and don't want to be left behind, and the things I did because of that were messed up, and I'm gonna do better from now on. Nia, what's up? It's too much to process. Take your time. I'm here for it. Confused, sad, relieved, angry, happy, scared. Yeah, me too. All of that. Maybe for now, that's okay? That's okay? Yeah, we got time, right? We'll figure it out. Very well. I would like that. But it seems like Adriana has some business with you first. Something about Noel chasing that girl down? What, someone actually needs me for once? You didn't tell me it was my birthday. Please. Okay. Too soon? Too soon. What do you say we hike back to the nightclub and then I'll go wherever I'm needed from there? Sure. Right on. We march. Fern. What's up, Nia? It is good to have you back. Come on, I can't have been gone for that long. You have been gone for a very long time. So have I. It is good to have you back. It's good to be back. I can't believe they're making you like Fern. So are they here now? Yes. There's too much to identify. A solution of hope and fear and relief and anxiety, but independent of all of those feelings together, I can say with confidence that I'm glad he's back. No analysis was necessary to settle on that conclusion. Okay, so he has gone to, I'm assuming, the tree? Ugh. Here we go. This is... I'd say if I were to make any final preparations, they would be here and now, but I don't know what I can do about this. So, we return once again to the Rhodochrome tree. Can I remember the way that I took that's not infested with Kecleons? I sure can't. There we go. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh boy. Here we go. Interesting place. I don't really understand what it is that I'm doing here, but I'm here to help any way I can. We got this. Ugh, I sound like Hardy. Never mind, I'm gonna go dunk myself in a pool of purple. How are people supposed to do this positivity stuff without sounding like a ripoff? I see. Okay, we can begin. So, what exactly are we doing here? Can you actually tell me now that Adriana's here? You don't need to do anything. Just wait. I'll make a door. What do you mean by a door? Why am I here? You just needed to be there. You were at the place that Adriana is going. I was? Where? When? I'm not following you here. It was about a clock ago. Just be quiet for a moment so I can focus on it. Got it. With the powers of Splatoon! That door will put you at Anna. Who? My sister. Something wrong with her? She's dreamsick. I don't think I've heard of that. By its nature. Mum was the same way, I guess. They changed the world so hard they fell out of it. And then they were forgotten by everyone but those closest to them, like characters in a dream that felt so real just a minute ago. But she's still there. A little bit. She still thinks she's fighting Lynn. She fought Lynn for so long she doesn't know how not to anymore. And in a way she is. Being so close to Arceus is poisoning her. But she can't leave. We have to save her from herself. Alright, I'm on board. What do we do? Round everyone up for the rescue mission of the century? No. Only Adriana needs to go. What? Come on, you called me all the way up here and expect me to not ride into battle too? Yes. I just needed your past self's memories. That's kinda uncool, but fine. I'm not about to get my breeches twisted over it. Just tell me why you're sending Adriana to do it alone. I know I may not be the best guy for the job, but isn't some backup better than none? No. The less noise, the better. The harder she thinks she has to try, the more likely she is to disappear for good. I won't risk that. I don't like it, but I think I get it. Fine. Adriana, just know that I'm on deck if something goes wrong. I can heal your team if you need to. Good luck. We're counting on you. I'm bummed I can't go in there with you, but I'm still behind you 100%, Adriana. At the very least, I can clean up your team here. Why don't you take these two? I was racking them up at the nightclubs to try and keep up, but I get the feeling you're going to need them more than me. Thanks! Get in there and do what needs to be done. I think I have like 900 of those, but thank you anyway. Yes, she can be. Especially if she does have baby Giratina by this point. To be like, hey, we need to like trick Anna into thinking she is fighting Lynn or something. I don't know. Pulling her out of that world likely will not cure her dream sickness, but she needs to be separated from Arceus. This is as bad as it is because of Lynn's second-hand influence. Be gentle with her. Oh boy. We have entered the New World Asylum. Who do I want to lead with here? No, these are not the fights I will fight. Rosalie. Mainly because I'm on Anna route, I can actually change the terrain here. I don't think I'll need Repulsor. I believe that was Arclight. Hardy. Julia? Okay, Julia explodes. Okay, you can slide around the chains. So here lie remnants of everything we have seen up to this point. Can I not? That chain noise works extremely well. Ah, Cal. Who burns when you get too close to him. Charlotte. With the scars that Anna has always seen. Got Nostra back. Sorry if she smells like cake batter. No points for guessing why she does. I tried to wash her off as best I could, but she was halfway in the oven by the time Lynn finally stopped kicking. You know what she was going to use for frosting? Mustard. Well, that's not an issue anymore. The orderlies will have to buy more before she can think about that again. Lynn's currently washing it off of herself. You might want to avoid the shower for a few days. We acquired the gold key. A key that doesn't exist. What are you doing here? Aya, who has a mirrored form of some kind, and both disappear upon attempting to reach them. Victoria, who disappears. Ah, it would seem I cannot. Okay, of course it slides. Radamus, in the first hat we see him in. They'll be safe. Safe from them. Safe from me. This is for the best, isn't it, my star? They will have a good life. They will grow up happy, surrounded by other children. They are in the care of professionals. They will be happy, and I suppose I have no shortage of time to reflect on it. All the time in the world, and for what, I wonder. So that was what he said when he gave Noel and Anna up to the orphanage. Okay, it would appear that the key does not work there. Fern, who's glowing, yet disappears in that same flash. When Anna first meets the player, she comments that they are glowing, and asks why. Amy, Amaria. She disappears. I am wondering if those that disappear are the people that Anna never actually really knew. In here, Florinia, restrained as she was within the Obsidia Park. She too disappears. Now who's this? Oh. This is Luna as Anna sees her. It's not as if my own parents would ever accept me, but wouldn't that be nice? Too much of this world is decided for us. Our names, our bodies, the people we live with. Too much is treated as sacred on such an arbitrary basis. Who are you really? How much of that was decided for you? I, for one, am ill-content to be a person who has had her choices made for her. It is my life, after all. All I need to do is find someone who has room in their heart for that. So, you say you know just the person? And from Luna we acquire the other key. Oh, I think you're right. So Luna had already transitioned when she ran away, it would seem. But we have acquired the other key, which might be what we need. Sigmund is in here. I offer you, children, asylum. An offer you, and this is Elizabeth, an offer you have to take. But what is asylum? It is all too often misunderstood as mere containment, a dirty place where those unfit to linger in the throes of society are swept away instead. He wishes it were so. But that is not the case at all. Down to its roots, the Greek asylon meaning refuge, that itself from asylos, a safe place protecting those inside from violence and harm. He explains it with words he doesn't understand to make it seem like he knows them. Rest assured, children, no harm will come to you here. Nothing he perceives as harm. You are not safe. Not that you would even understand my saying so through your snivelling. Pah! Please, run away. You'll see in time you have nothing to be afraid of. Run away! So it would appear that perhaps Sigmund could in fact hear Lizzie, or at least Anna could. Yeah. And we can break through. You know the butterfly effect, right? The flap of a butterfly's wings creates a hurricane on the other side of the world and all that. You know what the worst thing about that is? It never stops. It's really easy to talk about and imagine how one little bug's wings at one particular moment in time could have done that. But it's not just one bug, not just one moment. Even in just the moment since I've started talking, hundreds of millions, no billions of snap decisions have been made, each of which could have altered the course of history in innumerable ways. So tell me, how is it that in each of these ever-reaching and uncountable timelines, you're still such a seeming pile of poisonous garbage? Obviously I need to take matters into my own hands. Dance for me? Music was meant to be faced. Uh-oh. Is she now chasing me? Yes, she sure is. So can't open that one. Ace! Baby Ace! Small Ace, oh. And they had a Cleffer doll with them. So we're being chased again. And here we have Eve and Lumi. As one. Here we have Blake, who just disappears. Maybe. And we have Taka, with only one broken wing. He too disappears, and the doll that is next to him appears to have been sliced in half. Oh? This also disappears. Maybe they were. I'm not sure. Laura, who is fading in and out. Anna, would you like to join us? I'm leading art therapy today. Maybe you can help your brother figure out something to draw. Charlotte's just finishing up, I think. She drew herself as the singer of a rock band? Oh, death metal. My mistake. Well, as long as you find it therapeutic. And Lynn, what have you got? I meant for your drawing. Lynn, please draw on your own paper. What have you done to Londa's portrait? That was supposed to be of her mother. Is that a... Lynn, I'm sorry. I have to report this to the doctor. Please let me go. Ow! And from Laura we obtain the Ivory Key, a key that doesn't exist. Why are you doing this? How do we get over there? Perhaps using what we are able to unlock. Noel, with his clever doll. Anna, if we stay here, we're going to get caught. Not if you stay quiet. Check under the ice machine. Maybe they're there. There's frozen yogurt tubes. No, it has to be the popsicles. Jelly said that they're the only thing that helps his throat not burn. Anna, there's no popsicles here. Okay, I'm back. Anna, there's no popsicles here. Here, let me see. We should go back. I promised Jelly we'd get them. We're not giving up. The orderlies are going to be here any second. Ramsey just lit up a second smoke. You have at least 5 more minutes. Let's go already. Weren't you listening? Nomos just said we still have time. Nomos also says we should go. Nomos is getting worried. I hate when he does this. Wait, Charity's making rounds. Stay quiet as she walks by. Okay, you can get in trouble yourself. I'm going back to bed. Wait, not now, someone's coming. I don't hear anyone. No, Nostra says there's someone coming right now. You have to stay quiet. I'm going. What's that sound? You there, no. Anna too? What in heaven's name are you two doing? So Nomos is Mr. Shadow? And Mr. Shadow is Shade. So here we have Sarah. Skin cracked like ice. And Heather, who is always running. And Kiki, as she lay atop the volcano. And Lynn, covered in flower petals? No, why did I say Lynn? I meant Ciel. I was looking at the night pieces, trying to figure out if that was night or whether that was a chess piece or the night suit. I'm distracted. Saphira, with a hole where her heart should be. Denied. Again. Because apparently I create an unstable living environment. As if this place isn't already at any given time a hellish sty of chaos. Half of that just because of that girl. He'd rather Laura be around someone who actively torments her than her own sister who would do any single thing on the entire planet for her. And the whole legal system is behind him on it because of some stupid pieces of paper. What a joke. So we got the other Ivory Key from Laura, and we got this one from Saphira. Which lets us unlock Lynn. Okay, so let's say I believe you. Somehow I'm just magically dripping wet all the time, right? Which means everywhere I go I should be getting everything else wet too, right? So let's play a game. You know it already. Hide and seek and you're it. Now if I'm really somehow dripping wet, then I'll just leave a moist trail of gross slushy wetness everywhere when I try to hide, right? So you'll find me immediately, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Just admit you're a liar already. And of course Lynn is standing where it's covered in blood, just like her room was. Maybe I should take a moment to practice being grateful for things. I hear that it helps improve happiness and attitude if you make it a regular habit. Okay, here goes. I'm very grateful that everyone else is not like you. Most kids look forward to small things like getting a new bike or snack time or having a slumber party, right? Mostly they just want to be allowed to have fun. And maybe that's what you're doing too, in your own sick, roundabout way. But what is it you really want, Lynn? The end of a world? The beginning of a new one? All that nonsense? What is your end goal here? Tell me! Shelley, with all the strings around her that signify the friends she has made. Yet she too disappears without a word. We cannot go down that way, so we must go this way. Opening this. Who is that? It looks a bit like Heather. It's not Xena, is it? Well, whoever it is, they do not have a word to say to us. And here is Cain, with the pitch black eyes Anna has always said he had. He too disappears without a word. This way we have... Could this be Amethyst? I suppose we won't know. Did I miss something? Oh, perhaps I'll have to go all the way around again. Here is Samson, who has nothing to say. And here is Nostra. Third, she must not take action or you will fail. Your pawn must be promoted or you will fail. You must support Adriana or you will fail. This action will have consequences. This outcome is unalterable. This outcome is left to random chance. This outcome could not be foreseen. You must stop her from acting or you will fail. You must ensure Adriana succeeds or you will fail. This outcome cannot be foreseen. You must correct the timeline or you will fail. This outcome is left to random chance. This outcome can only be decided by another. This outcome cannot be foreseen. This outcome cannot be foreseen. You must not speak to Adriana or you will fail. This outcome cannot be foreseen. This outcome cannot be foreseen. No remaining options lead to favorable outcomes. This outcome cannot be foreseen. This outcome cannot be foreseen. This outcome cannot be foreseen. And from that we acquire an Ebony Key. In the end, isn't the total surrender of control still a way to try and survive? A not smiling shade. Just one sacrifice to save the whole world? Or give it another chance, sure, whatever. You're missing the point. The time for holding on to your ideals passed well before that boy suffocated. We were too busy lying to ourselves to see it. Let's not make the same mistake twice. Everyone's lives versus one person's? It's a no-brainer if you would set emotion out of this. Look, use me. I'm volunteering. You know I don't even like this body. In that respect, you'd be doing me a favor. Still not good enough? Fine. I'll take the guilt off your shoulders. One step over this rail and I'd fall to my death anyway. I'm going to do it. I don't want to stay in a world where we threw down our hands and gave up before the fight was even over. So either you let this happen, or you make the tough choice to do something about it. Use my life. It's the logical decision. Whatever happens, just stop Lynn. And in this one, a void of a person. Oh! And even though it disappeared from the worlds forever, do you know what that little meteor did? It lived happily ever after, in the joy it brought, and the hearts it touched, and the smiles it inspired in its final moments as a shooting star. So even with its last little itty-bitty bit of life, it never ever regretted what it had done, even once. So, make sure to smile for me too, okay? Even when Mummy's gone. You understand why Mummy has to go, right? I'm sure. You'll understand, my little meteorite. Please forgive me. Perhaps fitting that we found her last. The Ebony Key is sufficient to let us through this way. Come to think of it, what did I even want? I haven't had time to think about things like spending time with my friends and family, because I've been too busy fighting you. Is that what you wanted? You just wanted someone to pay attention to you, right? But what about me? I think it's time I saved. And I also think it's time I healed because we got hurt. It is time. I think I can find it in my heart to forgive you. I think it would be really easy even. I get it. You're hurt, you're scared. You were left all alone in this world, and even the people who were supposed to take care of you couldn't be paid enough to do it well. It was the same for me too, you know? We had a lot in common in the first place. That's why I didn't really mind playing with you from time to time. But you always took it too far. Every single time. And you know what the biggest example of that was? Him. If you keep going through enough timelines, eventually they're going to get samey. Like how in chess, the game is a stalemate if you make the same move so many times. Nobody wants that. That's only going to drive everyone involved cosmically insane. So, the way Nostra explained it, there's a failsafe for that. In order to go back, something has to be sacrificed. Someone. Something to change the new timeline. Make sure it won't happen the same way twice. You were the one who forced me to do this. You made me do this to him. You think I've been able to live with myself a day since and not have it be on my mind? Why do you think he's still here? He's supposed to be gone. But he's still here. Always on my mind. Always weighing on me. A shadow of my failure. A failure I don't even remember. I've just been told that it happened. Time and again. And again and again. And it's your fault. You broke it. It's time for you to buy it. Anamnestic Shade would like to battle. Despite its different appearance, this is a glitch field. And because this is a glitch field, it can be unglitched. This is indeed Rugia. Argent, let's see what you can do against this. Hey, that's odd. The terrain is all wrong. Argent and Lugia are supposed to be standing on something, but they're not. And Argent reached the cap for that. Aegislash. Aegislash. Aegislash holds a seed. I don't know if the seed will activate upon grassy terrain, but perhaps? Okay. Oh, what? I didn't think that was a contact move. Okay, let's try going to Arc in them. Haha. Ah. Well, you may have sent in your own Giratina, but Giratina is 4 times weak to Fairy? Huh? That did so little. Why did that... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. Okay. Right. Let's heal up Rosaline. Let's switch into Rosaline. Let's set the terrain back to be in our favor. And let's see what Argent can do. Perhaps? Yes, much better. And back into Aegislash. So let's just send Archon straight out on this one. Again, not letting it use its shield. Or rather, its seed. Getting some chip healing in the process. Taking it out even though it's in shield form. Articuno. Archon can still take this, I would say. Why does Articuno know Bubble Beam? Mimikyu. Mimikyu. It may be dangerous to stay in with Archon because of the risk of powerful ghost type moves, so I'll go into Argent for this. Yes, if that is all you can do, there's not very much. Ah. Well, that's not ideal. But how much does this do? Huh? Ah! Still didn't exist at this point in time. Neither does Dark. But then neither does Fairy. That's not a lot of attack. Will this be any stronger? A little bit. Bit of a stalemate. There we go. Gengar. Phantom, you can take this, right? This is his last Pokemon. And it's Mega. But Phantom is faster and is able to take her down. We've defeated Anamnestic's Shade. Let's save. You still don't care, do you? Figures. Then it's up to me, I guess. Just like it always has been. No one else can stop you, clearly. The one person I thought would have a chance. Well, it turned out you were playing me for a fool the whole time. But now that I'm here, I have no choice left but to put in 100, 200, no, 1,000% to stop you. With Mr. Shadow, Nostra, and Arceus all together, we can create an impenetrable wall you can never break through. You've thought you were playing dirty before. It's time to bring it to a whole other level. Literally. Maximum power, level 999. What hope do you have? There's not an iota of justice in this forsaken universe that isn't about to starshine crash course right into your face. After all, there's only one thing you ever gave me the chance to want. My desire, your doom. Dreamsick Anna. Dreamsick Anna would like to battle, and she opens with a circuitry at level 999. This wasn't on the document. Well, first of all, terrain in our favor. Okay. Okay, good start. Perhaps it is only cosmetic. Argent, you're faster than a Zygarde, right? It just lies to you. Okay. Thank you for surviving. Jirachi. Not nicknamed Nostra. Oh, that's not helpful. Nihilego. I only know this thing's type because it's such an unconventional type. Namely, rock poison. For some reason. Poison I get, rock I do not. Let's heal Carabantia to full. Okay, if that's all you can do, that's not very much. Okay, that's annoying. Bonk! Ah, the terrain is back to how it was. However, Gallade. Let me check what this thing is weak to. Because I'm not sure. It is weak to Ghost. Let's stay in with Carabantia then. And it's her Mega. What? What? Oh! The field went back to normal. For context, ghost psychic types are immune to ghost type on Glitch Field because Glitch Field emulates Generation 1. Because it used to be that psychics were immune to ghost, and after that they became weak to it. Fighting is not immune to ghost. It is okay. If this is all this can do to me, that's not very much. Let's see how much Rosalind can do in return. Please do not worry, friend. Okay, that's neat. Naganado. We established poison isn't weak to steel like I thought it was, right? Meaning that this thing is weak to ground, psychic, ice, and... It's weak to ice? Oh, dragon. It's engine... Well, how fast is this thing? It's 121 speed. That's a lot of speed. Okay. So ground psychic ice dragon. Sapphire. No. No! What do you mean this still isn't enough? I had intended to switch into Sapphire. But tell you what I'll do. I will heal up Argent. Oh, lovely. Delightful, wonderful, amazing, glorious. I will switch into Argent, hoping that I have one more turn of grassy terrain, and then use, is it weak to ice? Yes, yes. And then use multi-attack. And the foe Naganadal fainted. We defeated Dreamsick Anna. Why? I just wanted... Oh, I remembered what it is I wanted. I just wanted everyone to be safe. I wanted, for once in my life, to feel safe. And the dream sickness appears to be taking her. And normally Arceus would like to battle. And it opens with her Jirachi. Thank you. It doesn't always work, so I have to be quick with it. Groudon. I'm guessing this is primal. Meaning it's gonna be weak to ground fire, therefore... weak to rock? Oh look, I was right. Okay, it's not weak to rock, but it flinched, which is good. Will this be enough to take it down? It sure will be. Necrozma. Necrozma is Psychic Ghost? Yes, or at least Moon Necrozma is. Moon into Ultra. Ultra becomes Psychic Dragon. Okay. Doesn't matter. Phantom is overpowered. Groudon. Primal Groudon. Kyurem. Quick question to anyone who knows how Generation 5 works. Are Black and White Kyurem the same types as normal Kyurem, i.e. Dragon Ice? Or do they change to be like Dragon Fire and Dragon Electric? I know I have fought Black and White Kyurem before, but I genuinely don't remember. Because if it's Dragon Ice, I can just stay in with Phantom. Okay, yeah, White Kyurem, but it's Dragon Ice. Cool. They're not different. Deoxys. Defense Deoxys. Phantom, how much can you do to a defense Deoxys? You can one-shot a defense Deoxys. Oh my goodness. Arceus. We're here. What will it do? What will it do? It will get boosted from the field. That's what it's gonna do. Oh, goodness. Arcan? Oh, it's normal. Okay. Ah! That looks terrifying. Let's... Cool. Cool. Not cool. Also not cool. Very not cool at all. Phantom, I think I might need you for this. Take it. No. How much defense does this thing have? Ah! It is Pulseus, this is true, but... God, is I'm straight on, bro. Okay, no, I need to check this. 573 attack, base 90 power, versus base 90 power. Does anyone know how much, if it would flip? I don't know who would... Wait, no, I can check. They're the same level, so it will just be whoever has the higher base attack out of Iger Slash and Marshadow. Right? So, Blade Form has base 140 attack. Marshadow has base 125 attack. Sacred Sword also ignores stat changes. That, I think, somehow did less. I'm just gonna keep going until it runs out of moonlights. Okay, I can't yoink its boosts away with Phantom either. Yeah, just keep using Moonlight. That's fine. You can get yourself up to full health if you want. Does Moonlight have 10 PP? Bonk. Okay, I do need to heal one more time. Let's use an Ice Cream. Ice Cream doesn't heal as much as I thought it would. It's gonna recharge. Thank you for surviving. Will the burn take it down? Ah! Yes! We defeated Anomaly Arceus. Kara! Out cold. The Arceus itself appears dreamsick. Here it is. Wild Arceus appeared. Come on. Now, although I didn't stick to this before, I think I will do so again. Hello again, Klaus. Adriana? You're not glowing anymore. Arceus is gone, and you're not glowing. It's really you, isn't it? Not Lynn, but you. I've made such a terrible mistake. I thought she was... It was you all along. Lynn is really gone, isn't she? But I fought so hard against you. I thought I had lost. It was hopeless. And in the end, I just made things worse. Even worse than she did. Hey, Adriana? Have you heard that phrase, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence? It makes it sound like mere incompetence isn't so bad. But right now I'm wondering, is that really any better? If someone does something bad, is it better for them to do it out of malice or incompetence? I do not know what the effect of this choice is. However, personally speaking, I would say incompetence, because of the fact that if someone is doing something bad out of incompetence, it means they may not know that what they are doing is bad, therefore they will be more receptive to changing it. Whereas if someone is doing something bad out of malice, they are deliberately doing that thing that is bad, and therefore are less likely to change. Malice means intentions. Thank you for telling me which one is which, and I'm glad that I appear to have taken the right... I appear to be right here. Yeah. I don't think I agree, because then what is anyone supposed to do about that? Teach. The world is already full of people who are trying their best. Maybe more people like me, people who tried so hard and still only made things worse. If that's the case, what is anyone supposed to do? Are we just doomed as people to be causing problems for ourselves and everyone around us forever? No. Because we can't help but be better? But it's kind of you to say so. If that's really what you think, I'll try my best to believe it. Adriana, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And as she runs to give us a hug, the credits roll. And these are the actual credits. Rather than thanks to everyone for helping bring us all to life. Without him, we mightn't have field effects. I hope you're all doing well out there. Thanks for doing most of the work for us. Like me. Oh, this is Amethyst. Do you know how many cliffs had to be mapped into Tourmaline? A lot. Just the museum, but still. Everything Corinne makes is so pretty. They're the one who designed Ace, so yep. I think Ginger would agree with you there. So we have many battlers. We have all the custom Mega Sprites. I don't know most of you people, but you did great. Seriously, do you know how many icons there are? A lot. He did the Steelix, the really big one, you know? We mixed you up with Smeargle at first, but I guess it worked out. Making all the recolors as a community was a lot of fun. Thanks for chipping in. He's the senior veteran. He made the most total. She made how many Zebus? She's just really good at this. You know, it's kind of getting a little lonely in here. I know, Mr. Shadow. You're still looking around, right? Come say hi. That's kind of like hi. Okay, but you have to actually talk, otherwise it's no fun. You can be broody on the overworld later, just talk a little bit for now. Fine, but just for now. She basically redid half the code, maybe more. No, it's Perry, get it right. Some say if you listen close on a quiet night, you can still find Kuro watching from the distance. He helped us get good. Whether you knew us or not, thanks for helping us out. From writing code to writing bangers. And here we see all the endings we unlocked. I very much appreciate all of your help with the preparation. Why did Luna's have to be first? Is it because I had the most relationship points with her? I may have set myself to have like 39 relationship points with Luna. I very much appreciate all of your help with the preparation. I do hope that your having spent the effort to assist us in serving all of this will not cheapen your own enjoyment of the meal. I suppose some say that food tastes all the more delicious after working hard. Personally, I find that to be only a small contributing element. To me, the food tastes best when I can share it with someone else. Luna, darling. Oh my word, that smells positively delicious. Everything is ready. Would you see the others in, Gardevoir? On the double! Perhaps I should have found a proper tablecloth. Or perhaps not. After everything, I'm simply grateful just to be able to create an evening like this. I see you're really putting the facilities to use. That's probably best. It would be a true shame to have halls as grand as these and no one to fill them with. And will be a moment, by the by. I don't think I'll ever get used to so casually having the endless gaping void just between our doors. Perhaps I should be making more liberal use of my teleport. Personally, I think it adds a much-deserved bit of charm. Well, you would. That's a lot. It is perhaps possible that I've overdone it, but I would not have wished to leave any of you wanting. Ah, Luna, you've outdone yourself. As you know, I live to serve. Did you really do this all by yourself? To think I had trouble keeping more than frozen meals on the table. Yeah, it's a dinner date. And you're invited. You guys are family. Of course, it was not all done alone. Adriana set everything here up, and I had some help with the cooking as well. Isn't that right? Oh, delightful. And for what occasion have we gone to all this extent for? No particular occasion. Or rather, perhaps the lack of one is exactly why. I find it both ideal and necessary to dedicate time and effort to circumstances such as these without requiring the permission of such things like occasions. Times are busy, and they get no less so as the days pass. It is easy for one's priorities to take them apart from those they care for. As your responsibilities multiply and our hours shorten, is it not best to have someone who, not only willingly, but with revelry, delights in caring for you? For many, this person is easily overlooked. For others, we find it mutually in each other. For myself, I am filled with peace at having the opportunity to be that person. I can think of a few greater joys than being able to share a heartfelt meal with my family. After all, that is exactly what each of you are. Bizarre, unconnected, and altogether makeshift. You are the family I hold dear. I wouldn't have it any other way. That was very sweet. Please excuse me while I bury my head in my bunnies. It was very cute. Oh, thank you for humouring a silly girl's momentary fancies. It is so exhausting to be in performance mode all the time, and yet I'm never quite so good at knowing when to let myself step off the stage. When you first arrived, for instance, a run-of-the-mill challenger, no? Why should I think twice? Why should I let my hair down? And yet here we are. It is pleasant to be able to share a quiet moment overlooking the festivity. Pleasant to not have to mind my tone or posture around you. After all, you've seen worse already. Geronimo! Tara? What in heaven's name have you done this time? Not much you. Esa? I'd say standing like that can't be good for your skull bones, but honestly it's a wonder you've got any left. I've got so many skull bones left for you, baby girl, if only you give me the chance to use them. I won't. Adriana can come too. She can't. Ooh, you hear that? She must be all to herself. Tara, can you please stop pronouncing your winky faces? No. How, in the name of all that is good and righteous, can you even stand to go around acting so undignified all the time? And moreover, why am I so envious of you being able to do that? Could it be because dignity is a concept that exists in ignorance of and opposition towards genuine emotional needs, serving only to conform behaviours to a standard of self-propagating socially acceptable expectations? What? What? Oh, joking. It's obvious because you want me. She was bully. You're right. So you admit that you want me? No, about that other thing. I realise I've dedicated myself to acting a certain way in defence of my position when really I should be using my position in dedication to being authentically myself. Also, while we're at it, maybe that other thing too wouldn't be so bad. Aww. Joseph Blue. No, it's not about that. But I do appreciate that you are without a doubt the foremost expert on living it up and all that. I realise I have a lot to learn from you. I wouldn't mind more of an opportunity to do so. Oh. Say, what were you doing here anyway? Where did you fall from? I slipped when I was trying to break the battle wheel again. Well then, let's get back to it. It's not going to break itself. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my goodness, is she actually? It wasn't our fault. It's easier to say than feel, but being here helps. Easier to feel like I deserve to be. It wasn't your fault. Anyway, enough brooding. I wanted to show you our new friend. This one kept following me around, so she's mine now. I figure it might not hurt to start branching out into other types. And Vulpix is still cute. Aww. Darn. Pix. Good. Alright, Wrecking Ball. Fight me. Fire types or not, I plan on shooting up in rank. And so I believe you do. And if I can trust myself to go all out here, then I can trust myself anywhere. After all, true beauty is in having control. Everyone can see this bowl, right? So I'm going to put some rocks into this bowl. There, that should do it. Does anyone think I can fit more into the bowl? Anyone? Looks full to me. Yeah, no way. Right. Except, say rather than rocks I now fill it with sand. There was quite a bit of room in there after all, wasn't there? I assumed you meant rocks. Gotcha! But now, I mean it's packed to the brim. There's no way anything else will fit into it, right? No? It's full. Tsk. But what if I went out to pour some water into the bowl? Okay, that's cheating. Perhaps. But then, who is making the rules? Now let's do something else. First, I'll empty the bowl. We're starting over. Okay, now as you can see, I filled the bowl with sand from the get-go. Can I fit any rocks into this bowl? If it's specifically rocks, no, surely not. Correct. When we start with the rocks, there's room for the sand. When we start with the sand, there's no room for rocks. You can think of the sand as our everyday responsibilities. Work, house chores, and so on. If we prioritise them, we have no room for other things. But if we prioritise the rocks, which we can think of as things we truly enjoy, our passions and aspirations, well, the sand finds a way regardless, doesn't it? What about the water? The water. I prefer to think of it as the people we care about. There's always room for them. Excuse me? How can we help you? We're from the Johto region. We heard something about some kind of famous spiritual counselor out here. We were hoping to study with her. I'm sorry. If you mean Kiki, I'm afraid she's no longer with us. No, that ain't it. Her name was, Victoria? Oh? Oh! Yes, that would be me. Please, take a seat. You're very welcome. Aww. Good game. Okay, how do you get to use a fable, though? Aren't you supposed to be the normal type leader? An exception was made because it was registered during its prior classification. Many leagues allow wildcards anyway. Besides, a Clefable is not the worst wildcard I could have pulled on you. Wait, he does make his gym! He does put his gym up here! It's a shame, but you'll have to try again later. In the meantime, you should probably get your Pokémon some care. I'm gonna be back this time tomorrow and punt you into the moon! Tomorrow, then. Thanks for refereeing. I like battling here. Much better than the blank room beneath the orphanage. It's different than anywhere else I've fought. It feels like me. Other people probably see it differently, but maybe it's like the AI test. The AI passes if other people can't tell whether or not it's a real person. Other people might see different colours here and call it the same thing. Even what we see as colour is just the absence of itself. But it doesn't matter, as long as it makes us feel the same way. If that's the case, then we know it's real. Everything from the pigment star bonds are there despite being invisible. There are probably more things like that. I want to find them someday. I want to paint with them too. I told Lumi we could get bubble tea after I was done. I'll see you. Oh, that's amazing. He just rides off on Xerneas. The other thing I think is neat is that means both Noel and Anna have their secondary types be fairy. Why is Radimus's face the pensive emoji? Not the pensive emoji, the thinking emoji. Checkmate. What? Nonsense. The knight blocks. The knight blocks. Then I go here. Your only move is here. Here. You go here. And then the bishop. No, I can move here instead on the turn before. Knight. Blast. A more accurate play would be to push this pawn the turn prior. How did you see that? It's not a matter of seeing it. It's a matter of knowing it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Indeed. You see how amazing he is? I told you. It's not that amazing. Well, look here. I only may be a grandmaster through forged records and stolen identity, but neither am I quite so near the bottom. The fact that you so consistently wipe the proverbial floor with me is nothing to be sneezed at. Your sister too, every time. You appear to have inherited a talent even I never possessed. Must be your mother's, I suppose. I had no idea. Do you kids ever play each other? We used to. There wasn't much to do at the orphanage. Now there are more options. And to think I asked for your help to beat Anna. Perhaps I should ask for her help to beat you. So it was just about her? On the contrary, you are the one I'm playing with. To ask for your help was simply an excuse to pass the time together. Right. It isn't the most elegant play, but then some fathers make their children go fishing. I can't imagine you'd care for that very much. I certainly never did. This seemed much more palatable. Was I wrong? I don't know. Chess isn't very interesting either, isn't it? There's a finite number of moves that can be made each turn. It's calculable. And with modern AI, it's practically a solved game. Well, I suppose so. I'll do better next then. It's fine. I don't really mind. Father, what is this hat? Ah, can't you tell? I have to try hard to even stand a chance against you, so naturally I wore my thinking cap. A titter. Perhaps. No haps about it. 'Twas a snickle, a snurtle, a twitter. Dad, and what starts with a smirk may evolve past a smirk into a jeer, a flare, maybe a hearty guffaw. Once a chortle, a chuckle, someday a hee-haw. A machination of cachinnation, crackling, cackling, a massive howl. To grin, gibe, and giggle, and laugh jowl to jowl. Okay already. You've lived too much to have smiled so little. Please forgive your old man for taking pleasure in every snort he can fleece you for. You said your father used to take you fishing. Will you tell me about him? With pleasure. Where to start, I wonder. His name was as much a fiction as my own, but for quite different reasons entirely. Seriously, there's nothing. We're being trolled. Whole lot of nothing. Straight trolling, and you know what? I'm sorry I dragged you into it. Though maybe your experience dealing with her would make it easy. I suppose I asked for this. Maybe it was a moment of weakness, maybe it still is, since for some reason I'm still out here looking for who knows what and who knows where. Just a simple scavenger hunt, she said. Do it and then we'll talk, she said. What did I think was going to happen? How bad could it be, I thought. It's not like she's going to unplug the machine while we're in here and trap us in the digital world for ages. And if she did, she'd be at least a little bit justified. I forgave her for the meteor stuff way too easily. Had other concerns, I guess. I get the nihilism, still not super happy about it. But here we are. I wanted to believe she'd come back and say it was all a joke, and she did come back, but it wasn't a joke. And now I have to live with myself after all of this. Damn it. Wait. There's a gift box in the branches of this tree. Full car and everything, we found it! Booyah! Take that, you stupid scavenger hunt! Alright, let's see what we've won. It's just a box of pistachios? Oh, Tara. Rawr! I asked you out on a date and you sent me to go find a box of... The sound effect! I'm not even going to speak because the sound effect does it for me. Yeah, what don't you get? So, do you still want to go out with me even after I did this to you? Because if you can't get the heat, you gotta get out the kitchen, bitch. Yeah, let's do it. Figures, normies are too... Wait, what? I know you and CL are already a thing, but I also know you said you weren't the type to be exclusive. And whether it's the three of us together or you splitting us, I want in on that. In the end, I like the idea of that way more than all the traditional dynamics of the macho man and the hyper-feminine trophy. I've seen that story 1,000 times on every TV. I don't need to live it too. But I don't know how a single goddamn thing you do is going to end up, and I think I need that. And to be honest, I'd have been disappointed if you just said yes. But this? Elaborately pranking me with the most ancient and traditional meme as a form of self-doubt? That's something only you would do. Give me more of that. It's not like I wanted you to see through my cool but distant early facade. Baka mitai. Baka 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 baka. Shout out to the... Oh. In all the myriad infinite realities across all the possible dimensions, can anyone else but her be quite ever so clearly aware of just how much dialogue was needed in and around the nightclub alone? Cass seriously made like hundreds of full teams. Check out Glitch's YouTube channel. She has so many jams you won't know what to spread on your toast anymore. I don't think that makes sense. It's called a play on words. I know you're allergic to words, but you can still at least play. Uh-huh. Barrel board. Title screen. Poké Center. Kiki's theme. It's really general, but it's just people who helped out. Dr. Double Space. Thanks for the UI. Also thanks for the randomizer. Meme consultant. But by the way, why do we call glitches bugs? The earliest technical issues were caused by literal insects that would get stuck inside servers, which is literal. Okay, that's cool enough, but consider this right. Cats? It's cuter and funnier to imagine problems as cats instead of bugs. By the power invested in me from before the credits rolled, I hate to declare the words reversed and have all bugs that could be called cats from now on. He subs so you didn't have to by finding cats. Thank you for the patcher. Oh, that's where the dishes went. This wouldn't have been possible without all their hard work. Together with Cass, they teamed up to defeat the evil forces of Lag once and for all. It may not be perfect, but then nothing ever is, and maybe it was good enough. Thank you all for coming. Once again, shout out to the crew, DJ Arclad on rhythm and mixing, my man Kane with that vocal veneer, and last but anything set least, that's Miguel bumping it on the bass. One last shout out, thank you Reborn City. See you on the streets. Son of a... Damn it! It's not like I didn't practice. I did practice. I practiced so much. And yet I still messed up every single verse of the last song. And the solo. I think I managed about half a measure before I forgot every single note and went full dealing in the headlights. Incredible, bravo, what a wonder. I sure am bumping it in the oops, I'm sorry I bumped you and accidentally pushed you down 2 entire flights of stairs way. Hey, excuse me. Hey, are you the guitar girl from the show? You are, right? Technically it's a bass guitar, but you were really super ultra cool. Hey, where'd you learn to play? Hey, is that your natural hair color? Hey, can I get an autograph? I want to be just like you when I get bigger. Hey, wait, slow down there, kid. In order. Hey, wait, can you come with me? Sure. I want to introduce you to my brother. He's gonna be so jealous that I got to meet you. Actually, hey, wait, stay here, I'll bring him. Sure thing, okay, bye. Stay in school. Yes! Yeah, I know what you mean, I've seen that before. Oh, something. Like me, huh? Could be worse, I guess. Aw, people like Aya. Well, it looks exactly the same as when I left. Dustier, though. How long has it been since I stopped sleeping here? Man, I haven't read these in forever. Oh, The Adventures of Glygirl! Have you ever read these? I bet there's a bunch of new issues by now. Most of the stuff wasn't even really mine, and this was my bed. It's nice and soft, but I was always more comfortable on Salamax's back. Why do adults always have more things than friends? What's the point of any of this? This is where I ate meals. He'd get mad if I ate in my room, but he'd eat in his room all the time. But I usually hoped he would. I preferred to be alone too. I didn't go in here much. It feels wrong now too. There's a trick here. This was Dad's office. He spent most of his time in here. For Heather, by the time you read this, you will be strong. As if. Being strong was just the excuse he used to keep himself locked up. Rather than being strong, isn't it better to learn to care for others? He was as weak and scared as any other kid. If only he knew how to show it. So it's settled. That's the kind of heroine I'm going to be. Any old clown in a suit can punch a villain and call it a day, but who are the ones practicing true compassion? That's a job only a magical wind maiden can do. Oh, Heather. Adriana, you waited for me! Thanks for coming to pick me up. Sorry it took so long. I stayed after to ask the teacher a question, and then I made friends with a kid named Princerella, which, like, wow, just saying. So they and I are gonna eat lunch together tomorrow. Anyway, Eve had a sudden emergency at the clinic, and sometimes Noel comes by, but he had another challenger. And I know I could walk home on my own, but that's no fun. I was gonna invite Princerella with us too, but they said that Mama's really picky about when they get back. I know it's annoying, but that doesn't sound so bad to me. Actually, I think a lot of the other students take going here for granted. Like, not just because it's a good school, but it seems like everyone can't wait for their classes to end. And I know it might just be because it's novel, but I think it's fun to learn in a group and always have someone to work on things with. I'm really, really glad I could enroll here. Would you thank Miss Florinia for pulling the strings for me again? Actually, I'll just write her a thank you note myself. Oh, looks like it's time to go. I've got an essay to write when we get home already, and I gotta say, take it for granted or not, I'm not sold on the whole homework thing. It's okay though, I'll get through it. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna go all chill beast to study Sue on it. Aww, she gets to go to school. You come across what looks to be a lake of simmering sand. Specks of shifting granules swell up in a mound, and then pop! From bright white at their surface to a tawny glow at their deepest points, each burst of the boiling bubbles brings the mixture to a bit darker of a colour. Would any volunteers like to make a perception check? Oh, I've got it. They're playing D&D! Okay. I got a 17. So your eyes aren't quite sure what they're looking at. But it takes just a quick moment for your nose to be in the nose. One whiff of the air and you immediately recognize the syrupy sweet smell around you as a mix of sugar and heat. You have found a caramel hot spring. Cool! By the way, I'm glad Adriana could hang out with us to stay to see this too. Speaking of, where is Taka? It seems he was called away to the Grand Hall on some sudden and urgent business. No matter, we can fill him in on your adventures next week. Anyway, also on a 17, you notice a large shadowy figure moving somewhere very near what you can only assume is the bottom of the spring. I stab the shadowy figure. At a glance, the figure appears to be much deeper within the caramel than your foil would reach. I stab the caramel. Well, of course you do. Alright, so you swiftly draw your moonlight stinger with a swish and plunge it straight into the caramel concoction with a forceful thrust. But suddenly it sticks fast in the gluey goo. Zoro, please give me a strength save. So he was Zoro! Zoro was one of the characters in the sheet in the Sanctum. It was like Zoro from Zilchestein, chaotic neutral vampire something or other. I don't remember what the class was. So wait, was it all of them? Was Zero already... No, because Zero was just a grunt, but like... Yeah, it kind of does. 11. On an 11, you try as best you can to shove your sword through the gelatinous galamal free, but you just can't get it deeper than a foot or so. Zoro quickly learns that caramel can be very hard and sticky when it wants to be. But you do manage to free your sword from the goop, albeit newly crusted with a quickly crystallizing crown of caramel. I lick the caramel. Ah, so Zoro takes a moment to lick the caramel from his blade. Let us assume it rapidly cools fast enough so as he would not burn himself. Any living mortal would fastly find that it is among the most delicious concoctions ever created, but for Zoro von Zilchestein, undead lord that he is, it brings no such comfort. It is too flavourless to enjoy, and yet the still lingering heat and several unsteady droplets remind him of the blood he is bound by his vampire nature to drink. Yep, Eve is Ivaranya. Ivaranya will quickly enchant the caramel to taste more appealing to him. Alright, Zoro, never mind anything I just said. Actually, this is the most delicious caramel you've ever tasted in your own life. Ooh, I want to make a caramel popsicle too. Alright, Fio goes to dip the end of her staff in the caramel, swirling it about in just the same way to fix as much of it onto the end as she can. But suddenly, the shadowy figure from within the depths surges over to your side of the shore, and you feel a tremendous force pulling on your staff from within the caramel current. Oh, friends, help, there's something underneath. I stab the shadowy figure. Caramel-encrusted sword and all? Yes. Does the caramel qualify as a liquid? An interesting inquiry. What are you thinking? I'm curious if control fluid will work on it. So, you think it will not be quite as effective as it might normally be, but surely there are pockets of molten sugar within the spring that can be manipulated. Let's try it. Ivaranya will cast the spell and attempt to hoist the entire figure straight out of the spring. Please give me a, shall we say, flat intelligence check to manipulate these small bubbles of liquid sugar. 22. Impressive! So, yes, you dexterously managed to coax this strange creature of the delicious deep out of its sugary saccharine habitat. As its body breaks above the molten surface, you find yourself face to face with a gigantic, writhing, licorice eel. Oh! Important question, red or black licorice? Red. Darn. You'd really prefer black? Casting magic as easily as if it were a fishing rod, Ivaranya dexterously reels the creature to the spring's surface. Its body is an unceasing helix of carmine and caramel, vicious cherry fins forming together at its head in a veritable vortex of teeth and lucre. Searing spurts of sugar surge out across the spring's shore as its tail widely thrashes about, finally pulled from the deliquescent depths. You see that this creature is at minimum the length of several more humans end to end, and is perhaps prone to preying on the unsuspecting passers-by who dare dip their hands in the sugary spring. I stab the licorice eel. But what if it's friendly? An attack roll, please. You may have advantage, as Ivera currently has this creature suspended in the air for a brief moment. Natural 20! In an incredible display of caramel-coated combat from Zora von Zilchestein, the cadaverous crusader slabs his sacariferous saber straight into the eel's aberrant eye. The licorice-like creature tries to blink, but squeals and shivers every cylinder of its confectionery form, howling and convulsing in its honeyed hanger. With a gnashing and a thrashing, it slams side to side, shattering the glossy glaze with a caramel crust across the sword, and in its wild rampage, inadvertently pierces itself through its other eye from its soft and sugary insides. Nice hit, Zoro! Fair. Something like this is nothing. You withdraw your rapier as the nearly blinded beast falls to the ground, its head bouncing on the surface of the shore in complete confoundment. A long and winding licorice tongue lollygags out of its teleos maw, and you see, tied at the end of it, is a birdcage. Did we just skip a whole combat with that crate? I'll never tell. Ivarania will open the birdcage. As you open it, you notice that it seems this cage is enchanted with no small number of sigils. Some you recognize as being for protection, others for containment. But you are able to quickly undo the latch, and no sooner than you do, a small shape sharply shoots out of the enclosure and buzzes around you. You quickly recognize the figure as some kind of flying fae, eager to stretch its wings and taste freedom for the first time after surely far too long. As it does so, you finally get a good look at her. What does she look like? Oh, wonderful question. Little starlet, would you please describe your character to us? See, Alice playing D&D? Hello, Adriana. Hello, everyone. I'm afraid I haven't had the pleasure to get... Oh, because they're cousins! I'm afraid I haven't had the pleasure to get to know you all terribly well of our previous endeavours, but I hope you will be welcoming and patient with me as I'm learning the game. Something like this is certainly a first. I'm sure we'll all be happy to show you the ropes. Yeah, new players are fun. Besides, I'm still trying to convince Adriana to join us all. In that regard, you're a step ahead of her still. So, Tara plays this with you all as well, does she? Whether or not Tara is in the game is an ongoing debate. Say no more, darling. I think I understand the picture perfectly from there. Now, as to introductions, Pielia is a pure-blood pixie performer from the heart of the confectionery kingdom. Oh, that's so good. Oh, hey, Zafra. I'm thinking a library. The walls are compromised, they'll need to be taken out anyway. We can replace it with shelving and give the kids somewhere to at least consider studying. Miss Belrose, ma'am. The inspector says the buildings on the north side aren't up to code to qualify as residential units. What do you mean they don't qualify as residential units? They were literally residential units before Team Meteor came here and sent everyone packing. Yeah, but old standards, something about square footage per occupant. Doesn't match up. I don't know, I'm just passing it along. Sure, whatever. Thanks. It's not like I'm going to be charging them like a normal landlord anyway. I'll never understand why people insist on adhering to technicalities and rules. Just look at the situation and determine what the best course of action is. How's it hanging? You have the look. What look? Like the how that's hanging is about to start being a who instead. Unfortunately, any plans to install a gallows probably won't win me any favours in the legal guardianship department. Adrian and Adriana on your side, it'll be fine. Hooray for nepotism. Oh, stop it. It's about trust. You may not exactly be the muddly type, but we all know you well enough to know you'll do a way better job than the good doctor ever did. I can be motherly. Oh, please, you can't even cook. Didn't you burn water once? No, it was twice. I don't even know how you do that. And hello, fire type leader. Maybe that's the real reason you kept getting denied. It's not like I'll be cooking everyone's dinners myself. The idea is to provide homes for minors who already have the ability to self-govern. Even having the chance to cook dinner for themselves is more than you got. Yeah, it looks like she does. What's important is that they have an option to get away from abusive environments that isn't just another orphanage or foster home. I may not exactly be the nurturing type, but I can look out for them better than a delusional man who's determined to fix everyone through torture. All people really need is room to grow. We have it here. I'm looking forward to the new neighbours. And it's not like instant noodles are so bad. Nita left a whole pack of them at the Pokémon. Want some? Bet you haven't eaten today. If you want to teach the kids to take care of themselves, lead by example. Let's go, and don't worry, you can let me heat up the water. Noodles, Adriana? That's so sweet. Okay. Keep your eyes closed a little further, and... Oh, is she teaching her how to swim? Open! Okay, no. We finally got the go-ahead from the ground hall and boom! All the machinery has been moved safely downstairs and they allowed us to rebuild the main area into, you guessed it, a bowling alley! I was quite surprised when she told me. I would not have taken her for a bowler. That's the thing, I'm not! I've never bowled once in my entire life, but now I can! Ooh, and... The bowling balls, if you get a strike, they explode in the end zone. If you get a gutter ball, they explode when they come back. Is that really okay? Who knows? Besides, it was your idea in a way. You thought I might be doing something like that on that train, right? Well, if nothing else, it'll be one hell of a spectacle. If I may belay your concerns, during construction, I took the liberties of arranging a few accommodations for safety. The Vault Orb have been trained to perform a small aftermath on gutter balls only. A token explosion, exciting but not harmful. As for the end zone, 5.4-inch thick reinforced blast-through titanium for the walls, similar durability on the machine casing, uniquely furnished resistant polished on the wood lanes, even the paint is specially ordered to not so much as chip or brown in the face of combusted force. It may require a cleaning here or there, but we are built to last. Just like us! Us? Our friendship! Our friendship is reinforced with 5.4-inch titanium? Yes! We've got to have at least that much to keep on letting the good times bowl. Now, who's up for a game? Oh, Julia. Man, I was so sure this was going to be the time too. You fought well. Don't be too hard on yourself. This is your return. It was going great. How did I still wipe? Hey, easy there. Rather than just freaking out over it, let's think about what you can do better. Firstly, to be fair to you, I got a lucky crit in. More importantly though, that was a strong showing at the start. I can tell you really took what I said last time about creating pressure from the outset to heart. Without time to set screens, I was really sweating this time, at least at first. And honestly, I was hoping you'd pull it off. You've worked hard. You deserve that badge any day now. But I wouldn't be worth my salt even as the newest leader if I just let you have it. Nah, you lost your momentum because you hard switched into your fire type rather than just sacking your initial sweeper. That's your only direct resist, so the switch damage meant I knew I could just trick shot with Shocker Punch and then sweep. You've got to have a plan to deal with each of your opponent's mons and know when to let go to make it happen. Right, that's only reasonable. Chin up. Each time we've fought has been closer. I really thought you had it this time. But on the next fight, I bet this badge is as good as yours. Don't you give up before then, got it? Yeah, you're right. Next time for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Now go take care of your partners. You bet. I'd say it's settled in well enough. I'm lucky that Nia wanted to move on, so he does inherit the position of grass team leader from Rini. What do you think? This feels good. Even when I lose. No, especially when I lose. That one, right there. I can't wait to see the look on her face when she finally wins. And it's gonna be the same for me too, you know? That is, when I finally come for your champion title. Hey, Kentaka. You're early. Not early enough, apparently. I was hoping not to keep you waiting. I had another business. Adrian Flores. Despite my best efforts, I've done a woefully incomplete job of meeting each of the members of my community since this reconstruction got underway. I've seen you in the nightclub, but missed the chance to make your acquaintance properly. Nevertheless, I understand you've been a good friend to Adriana, and more than that to Clara. Thank you for that. I've missed too many opportunities for that and many other things myself. Don't worry about it on my behalf. But I'm glad Adriana could introduce us now. Did you already hear my proposal? Not the details. A cultural centre, was it? That's right. My father felt quite strongly about preserving the history and origin of the region. He was prepared to fight until his last breath for it, and he most certainly did. I still have quite a few feelings about not having been able to do more to stop that, but I realise now that he had the wrong idea from the outset. Instead of struggling against progress, we should be guiding the people and teaching them how to grow and respect everyone on this land. Well, I have to say I certainly much prefer your approach to your father's. I'm starting to see how he was as much a hurt child as anyone else. Elias has told me a lot about my grandfather recently. He said that to lead is to walk with kindness and strength hand in hand. I think this is what our family was always supposed to do. My father just got too caught up in his own pain and lost the plot for it. It's my responsibility to set us on the right path again. Well, aside from the family legacy aspect, I'd say that's basically most of my opinions on the matter in a nutshell. Kindness and strength, hand in hand. I'd like to make that motto the core of this cultural centre of yours. Oh, so you would approve it then? If there were any doubt about that before, there isn't now. We're getting some deals going in other regions that can probably sustain the costs. The only concern is the space. I don't think that'll be an issue. Actually, that's why I asked to meet you here. Here? I'm sure you know what the grand stairway is above. I think we can build up from there. This and the grand gate take up a needlessly large space. The lower floors can be preservation of the ruins. The middle can be an open terrace trafficway for access to Route 1, and community for facilities for recreation and education can be in the upper floors. It sounds like you've gotten quite the jump on this. And what would you say if I offered you a position leading and directly managing its development? I'd say that would be very kind of you. One's kindness, another's strength. Oh, that's really lovely! And I suppose that's everything. It'll still be some time before we get the resources needed to put it into action, but the planning and coordination can begin already. Frankly, I'll be happy to have it off my plate. The new project manager should be here any moment. He was just on a brief trip to Kalos, so I'm sure he's had a busy return. But personally, I'm glad he came back at all. Was this Cal? I wondered for a bit. I've got to hurry off to another session, but it shouldn't be long. Hey, I'm not late, am I? Kalos was awesome. I have to tell you about all the stuff Dad and I saw later. Oh, I'm totally late. Well, that's fine. So, are you my cute little button secretary? I know you had that champion thing going on, but I'd understand if you gave it up for me. After all, you wouldn't want to work under me. You know, I never expected to have an office job. I always felt like once you turn 20 or whatever, it's over. You're gonna blink and wake up one day and you're 65 and hated every moment of it. Like the 9-to-5 workday might as well be a prison sentence. But I realize now maybe that was a teensy bit overreactive. It's easy to get swept up in the idea of months and years passing without your control, because until that happens, it's just an idea that exists in that instant. But in reality, you still have all those moments to question every step of the way if this is the path you really want to be walking. When you realize you can turn away at any time, it makes it that much easier to take the next step forward. At least that's what I've been thinking. As long as the work is worthwhile, I think I can do that. And a project like this, the Bixbysian ward restoration, well, that feels pretty important. I'm still a little shaky on calling it home, but maybe that's only because I was so desperate to get away from there. I don't know what it's like to call somewhere home and feel it, but I think maybe this is how I find out, by trying to build one there. So, first order of business, there's a giant semi-intelligent Garbodor that desperately wants a hug, but unfortunately is made of Garbodor. So I'm thinking, and stay with me here, hug suit. So he's the one in charge of restoring it. We shelled the dice hard enough at the start that they do the rest of their work on their own. Hey, love your hair becomes thanks I got it done at Central Salon, and that becomes a 15% discount on a self-advertising product. You did good work. It sounds like you've really perfected the business model. Quality sees quality. Thanks for thinking of us to sell your products. We're also hopeful for the Icy Shine line. Expect a report within the next couple months. Until then, always a pleasure, Susie. Sorry for the timing, I've been a bit busy. Where were we? You were asking me to shell your shampoo. Ah, yes, you and Adriana both. I'm sure you have some high-profile challenges passed through every now and then, surely? Mother, I'm not going to use my position as a member of the Elite Four to sell hair products for you. We can negotiate a proper advertising fee if that's what you need. Or is it because I'm your mother? Would you be embarrassed? You can say yes, I'll understand. But you really should see for yourself. The shampoo can do wonders. Your hair will never be fluffier. Setting that aside, it would be an inappropriate use of my role. I am glad that your creative ventures are thriving, and I do wish to support you, but not like this. Instead, allow me to contact some other distribution agencies. Perhaps I can get something going in another region for you. I'll let you know. Sounds lovely. I know I can count on you. You know, I am so proud of you, Mother. And that's all I'll say on the matter. Actually, it might be best for you both to roll along soon anyway. The photographer will be here soon. The photographer? You're getting back into modelling? In a sense. I'm afraid I'm much too old for any top-level agency to consider taking me, but who needs them? They model and represent only a small, unrealistic, and all too often digitally doctored portion of the population. I can do better. Now that I have my own products going anyway, I can save costs on advertising by handling the modelling in-house. You're starting your own agency. If I may be bold, it's ridiculous that I no longer meet the criteria of top-level images just because my chest isn't as perky as it used to be. Mother! But then that's only natural and expected after feeding you. Mother! Sorry. I'm just saying humans deserve to be represented in a much wider variety of shapes and sizes. I hope to provide a fabulous and authentic example of the human condition so that we can all expand our standards of beauty. The fewer people that feel like they're past their prime or unfit for aesthetics simply because of their differences from the usual labels, the better. Well said, Sarah. After all, people aren't simple glass to polish to the points of reflection or perfection. We aren't so static as to break when cracked. But, like kintsugi, fissures give us opportunity to bend, grow, and become more beautiful. Why should we not wear all of our experiences proudly? Well said, Sarah. So, I am confused. Okay, we can help. What are you confused about? So, I asked if you might have any ideas to help me get out, meet people, and stay in touch with my feelings. And so you said you were going to find an environmental activism group because it seems like the type of thing you'd be into. Because I train grass types? And also you're smart. Environmental science is a thing. But this is an activism group, not a science group. Close enough. So you got us in contact with Sandy, who had us meet here. Oh, that's me. Yes, I did do that. So where is the rest of the group? You know, I hadn't thought about that. Let's ask the expert. Sandy, what do you think? Well, Julia, I'm glad you asked. See, the thing is, I think I got the beating time wrong. I think it was actually an hour ago. But that's okay, because it's always time to save the environment. And there you have it. No use sweating the details. I mean, even the environment gets things wrong sometimes. It's no big deal. On the contrary, when the environment gets things wrong, it tends to have severe implications for global economic and agricultural conditions. Ooh, that's good. I'll write that down for our next rally. See, you're environmentally sciencing already. I think that's just common sense. But you know what's not common sense? Feelings. This is supposed to be an expedition of your emotions, right? So maybe the real climate we should be concerned about is your emotional climate. No, we should definitely be deeply concerned about the actual climate. That too! I'm grateful, I think. Even if it was a pointless outing with a missed group chosen for arbitrary reasons, I'm glad that I could be here with all of you. Oh, I'm crying? Oh, really? I need a drink. Another 2 for 1? Jeez, Adriana, I thought I might get lonely all the way back in the champion room, but I didn't expect you to make it a tourist destination. Nah, you've got the wrong idea. I'm not here with her. They're here with me. She's here with me. I wanted to show Adriana how far I've come since last time, and I decided the best way to do that is by taking on all the other leaders myself. Obviously, this is just a practice match since I haven't fought my way up yet, but you and Adriana are both my friends, so we can just do that, right? I don't see why not. If you're really desperate to lose, I'm always happy to give you a go for it. You know, Heather, that's what I like about you. You're always so confident and full of energy, even right before your world gets totally turned upside down. Oh? Are you actually trying to trash talk me? Is little Shellbelt finally learned to have an attitude? No, I wasn't trying to be rude or anything. Hey, you started this, don't shrivel up now. I never said I was mad or anything. On the contrary, I can't wait for you to put what your mouth where your money is. If you're gonna give it your all anyway, you may as well, right? It's more fun that way anyway, isn't it? Alright, fine. You asked for it. If that's really the way you feel, then I have no choice but to punt you straight into the new world. That's the spirit. Bring you on. I'll squash you like your own type. Let's go, Heather. It's takedown time. Please, young Mega doesn't even learn takedown. Who said I was talking to my young Mega? Don't forget, you're talking to the girl who's gonna be the best trainer in the world someday. Oh, that's so good! We never got this far without you. Also, thanks for making a cool lap. Yeah, that's Zumi. Yeah, that Jan. He and Ice made some of Team Meteor. To be specific, Sirius, Solaris, Taka, Zell, and Astron Eclipse. Didn't you get the wiki going? But you. He's been around forever? Big Business Restoration when? Okay, but can I eat the cake? Another veteran holdover. Look for the Flareon. Ah, so that's who that guy was. A maestro of ancient Mac support. Thanks for the in-depth guide. I told you I could still save him. I'm pretty sure he has the metagame memorized. Another patron saint of guides. A speedrun superstar. Guide videos? Check. Lower down is more recent, less time to make an impact. But each of you is still every bit as loved. That was not the right voice. It's so many! You all rock! Thank you all so much. And thank you to everyone who made this game what it is. Back off right now or it's her life. But please. Not a word out of you, girl. You should have cooperated in the first place instead of calling for help. Whatever happened to you is your own damn fault. Why don't you let us handle this, Adriana? Huh? And just what's a little girl gonna do about it? Gonna go tattle on your daddy to me? You know, you might want to look behind you. Ah, yeah, right. I know better than to fall for that one. Second I look away, you're gonna try something. I don't need you to look away for me to be able to do that. I just thought you wanted to say hi to my friend over your shoulder there. Huh? Boo. What the hell? Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. Who are you? You can just think of me as this region's guardian angel. In the name of shimmering justice, I'll protect everyone. Now let's get you home. What's going to happen to him? We'll make sure he'll never bother you again. He seemed like a pretty desperate kid. Maybe. But that doesn't mean we can let it go. You can take it from here, right, Adriana? Thank you all. The girl's taken wing. This was foretold. Yet her power is tempered, her resistance controlled. It was your hand that did it, your mercy, your grace. For guiding lost children, you have heartfelt thanks. We stay to watch over that she does no wrong. This arrangement is fleeting, our time's come and gone. The chapter is ending, you know this, dear reader. We all must move forward. That's your charge as leader. Did that just make it me canon? We're still here? Yeah, there's more people to thank. Don't worry, it's not too much more though. He said that he'd make it and then Anne totally stole his thunder. Especially the ones who played me, see? So they were all characters that were played as. Same may be a generous estimation, but nonetheless each keeper has been paramount in order for us to have the freedom to move forward. Even if you just downloaded the game and have never interacted, give yourself a hand for being some small part of this still. Also, it's never too late. The funny thing about the future is that you can never tell where it's going to end up, no matter how hard you try, but I have a feeling we'll be around for a long time yet, so maybe come say hi? You are all the very best! This project was made out of love, passion, and respect for what we saw was missing in the series. We hope it can be something that everyone enjoys and contributes to the brand and franchise rather than taking away from it. If you let us go until now willingly, thank you. And if you still have a chance, maybe you made it this far, right? Maybe leave it for someone else to enjoy still? Regardless, we're done now, no more. Never forget the perseverance it took to get here. After everything, you still made it. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, there are still more scenes. We had a wonderful time in Agate. Everyone was so excited to see you after 10 years. So many people have changed so much. But even the best days can't last forever. I know you need to head back to your own time. I'm sure you could spend forever in Agate, talking to everyone and seeing what they're doing now. But don't you think that's a story for another time? Here it is. Another time. Here we are, Agate City. I contacted as many people as I could to throw together a party for your return. Of course, given the short notice, not everybody could make it, but most people could still. You'd be surprised how excited people get when the champion tells you, "Hey, my predecessor that you all loved who disappeared 10 years ago is back." Not to mention everyone that remembers you too, Elias. Remarkable. You've really managed to gather people from all around the region on such short notice. All around the world, even. Plenty of people do a lot of travel these days. And while not everybody could make it back in time, many did. So go! Say hello to everybody. There should be food and drink at the cafe. Just enjoy the party. Indeed. Go around, greet everybody. I'm sure they'll all be excited to see you. Heather and I will wait here for you. Come talk to me when you're ready to return to your time. I must say I haven't been to many parties before. I think I will walk around for a bit. Mingle, as I'm given to understand it. Rest assured, I shall still join you while you greet people. Thank you once again, champion of the future. Why did we have to do this to Elias? Wonderful, just wonderful. I hope he enjoys the party. I hope you enjoyed the party. Remember, just let me know when you're ready to leave. We're not leaving anytime soon. Back at City Gym. So we don't see who's in the gym. Adriana, hello again. Are you enjoying the festivities? Shelley truly is a wonderful champion, able to bring everyone together so quickly. I'm glad she was right that you'd come back. She's very confident she was right, and I was confident in her. But I doubt she'd have taken it well if she'd been wrong. But anyway, we already spoke back at the league. Go and enjoy the party, talk to everyone else. Shelley and I aren't going anywhere, we'll be here when you're done. So we get to see everyone! First of all, Aya and Kane. Why does Elias have to come with us the entire time? Why could it not have been Tucker? Hey! Here I am talking to my favourite sister. And my favourite time travelers show up too? Is today my lucky day or what? Kane, everything's a favourite when you're that specific. That's the point. It's about letting everyone share in the love. Hey Adriana. Hey Elias. Good to see you both back safe. Hello to both of you. You appear to be doing very well. Well doesn't even begin to cover it. You're talking to one of the region's most famous musicians, as well as her charming, brilliant, and all-around very hot brother. Modest as always, Kane. But yeah, mine and Hardy's band is doing pretty great. Gotta be doing something right if I've got so many fans, right? I mean, even if we didn't have all the fans, I'd say they're still going pretty well. Our music kicks butt. I can only imagine that if the music's creator is this enthusiastic, that must shine through in the final product. That's the attitude. If you give everything your all, things should work out fine. Or at least you'll have enjoyed it if they don't. Truer words have never been spoken by the king of giving their all to things when you really don't need to. In fact, you two will get a kick out of this. A few years back, a government position opened up in Reborn City, some inspector job or other that nobody really wanted. Kind of job you're voted in for, the last person to be doing it for like 40 years or whatever, and apparently did an awful job that whole time, so nobody wanted to clean up that mess. So only one candidate ran and won by default. Anyway, the result is that now Madam McGannium holds a governmental position in Reborn City. Kane here saw that and remembered that an election for the mayor of the newly cleared up Bixbysian ward was coming up, and thought it would be very funny if he could enter Garbodor in the running for that job. Hey, Bigglesworth isn't just a Garbodor, he's a friend. He can talk, he even battles properly. This Garbodor did not know how to battle? I don't think I have ever encountered a Pokemon that does not know a single move. Oh no, I mean as in, like, using Pokeballs. Like a trainer rather than a Pokemon. He can talk, so it's not that much of a stretch. I see. And you had this talking Pokemon run for office. Listen, Biggles is a great guy, you'd know if you met him. Anyway, even something silly like this, Kane decides to dedicate all his time and attention to, and actually ends up running a very good and compelling political campaign on no budget. So, long story short, Mayor Bigglesworth has a record high approval rating, and last year Bixbysian overtook Lapis in opinion polls as the nicest ward to live in? Yeah, and I guess I work in politics now. That's pretty neat. He's being modest, he's incredibly good at it. Oh yeah? Well, you are a very good musician and a lovely sister. So there. I know all that, I'm great. Hey, ask Kane what Bigglesworth's campaign slogan was. I'm sorry, You're saying this Pokemon managed to actually win the mayoral race. That must have been a remarkable slogan. I genuinely would like to know. I'm glad you asked. With so many piles of garbage running for office, don't vote for a garbage can't. Vote for a garbage can. Vote Bigglesworth. It is certainly snappy. I'm glad you think so. It's my job now. Although it isn't without difficulty. Shelley doesn't know it started as a joke and it's gone so far I don't have the heart to tell her. She think I just had some kind of brilliant insight that Bigglesworth would be so good at the job, so she's asked me to find good potential candidates for other positions. Like, I'm happy to help, but I feel like that was more a fluke than anything else. Many brilliant things in life start with a fluke. Perhaps all good things. A fluke is little more than my lord's will after all, is it not? Sounds to me like you both managed to find exactly the path that is best for you. Yeah, the broody, edgy poison girl turned out to be a great musician, and the loud, over-the-top guy that loves being the centre of attention ended up having a knack for politics. Who could have possibly guessed those outcomes? Hey now, I like to think me turning out like this is pretty surprising. I mean, you being good at the job isn't surprising. You actually sticking to it instead of running away when it gets stressful is, though. Ice cold. Don't worry about it, she only teases him with love. Yeah, he's a pretty okay brother, I guess. May as well actually be nice from time to time. I see, this must be the sibling banter I have heard much about. Well, I'm happy you both seem quite so close. Family is important. I do hope I can one day feel the same with what little family I still have left. I'm sure in 10 years we'll be in a similar boat to us doing whatever works for you. Remember, be like Bigglesworth. Even if you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and don't like the person you see, self-love doesn't happen in a day. But if you think you're garbage, just make sure you're a garbage can. Keep that up and you'll start liking the person you see, just like everyone else likes you. I write songs for a living and I still think the Lions King comes up with the corny as hell, but he's not wrong. I'm sure if you put the right work in, you can get the right results out. I'll see you both. I'm sure you'll do great back in your time. Yeah, the fact that Elias is here for this is kind of ridiculous. So next, we have the Agate Ace Triumvirate. Oh yeah, we've got an audience for my wedding day, or maybe my wedding night. A flushed emoji joke JPEG. Ah, is that you, Titoan? I had no idea you survived everything. I've only ever heard good things about your prowess in battle and with technology. It's lovely to finally meet you, and congratulations on your nuptials. Oh, drat, it's my old boss, everyone heard you meet years. He's right, though. They are a win. We're not getting married. Just ignore her. She'll tire herself out eventually. Hey, baby, come sign me out yourself instead. Aw, not even looking at me? I love when you play hard to get. My apologies, Adriana. I'm sure you didn't hope to return after so many years just to be wet with our partner's antics. Well, like partner in crime, because we're breaking all sorts of laws, especially last night, if you know what I'm saying. Tara, last night we cuddled and watched your favourite movie. Again. Yeah, but that movie is criminally bad. My taste is awful. There's another taste of your, so the champ said something about time travel or whatever? Yes, my lord and I were flung through time by the powers of Celebi. We witnessed both the past and future. I was able to reflect on some of my past regrets. Which, of course, was my lord's intention with this entire ordeal. How do I change it so that Taka is here? And now your champion has very politely allowed us to greet everyone before we return. This, no doubt, sounds foolish, as I am simply unfamiliar with much of how young people speak, but how is it something can be your favourite movie when you speak about it as though it is of poor quality? Oh dear. You shouldn't have asked that, old man. Okay, listen to him, Mr. Pompeville. You used to be my boss, but look at me, I'm the captain now. I'm about to tell you the greatest story of all time. Goodness, please do tell me about such a grand story. Quiet while the bride is monologuing. Wait, you're agreeing with me. I'm not used to that, oops. Anyway, my little sister tried to destroy the world and all I got was a cool t-shirt. I never got a good monologue when I was evil, so now that I'm redeemed, the most popular member of the cast, just like the Fire Prince with the cool eye scar, you gotta sit pretty and let me monologue about the one thing that matters, Kieran versus the Sword of Justice. I think I'll get something from the cafe while she's doing this. Do you want something? Black coffee, please. Oh, and don't try the brownies they have today, they're really bad. Alright, I'll see if they do lunch. She'll probably be going for about 71 minutes. Yep, that was a Zuko reference. So, once upon a time, there's this guy called Ash, right? And he's just all for the battling. I see, a classic hero's journey. Thanks for the coffee. Of course, I looked at the brownies you mentioned. They don't even look edible. It's impressive how poorly made they seem to be. So then Dracuna's like, rah, I'm Dracula, I'm definitely the least Pokemon in this movie, but there's probably Splat somewhere. And I think in Queenie Lionstone's vulnerable raw emotion was a masterstroke from the director, showing that even a legendary Pokemon can have insecurities about appearance. How empowering. I cannot believe this is real. So then, the green one is like, this is bad, like that time I wanted to Lumio Skelet, but the queue was too long. And then he just looks straight at the camera, deadpan, like, this movie is sponsored by Lumio Skelet. If you do not buy one, I don't even get paid. Please, I'm begging you, I'm terrible at contract negotiations. I have a family to feed, we can't just have Skelets, I need this money so bad. Making a viewer feel the connection to not just the character, but the actor. This is genius! And so that is every single line from the greatest movie of all time, from memory. But if you want to know the best bit, the one that spoke to my very soul, is the one line from Drinky Blue that sums up the thesis statement of the movie. Because I too am friends with so much grass. That was 2 minutes faster than usual. Nice. Okay, I hope you're taking notes because it's time for the quiz! Question number 5,308,008. I see. Much like this movie, you break the conventions of doing things in order. In the showdown between Kyurem and Keldeo, what is the title of the fanfiction that Kyurem recites for its ultimate attack? I believe this is a reference to My Immortal. You do not need to feign ignorance, my lord, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to answer in your stead. Clearly, the answer is A Shock of Darkness, The Surge and Nano Chronicles. Whoa. That name is only mentioned in the director's commentary, and I only mentioned it like 6 times. You must be a super fan. Okay, I gotta get you a prize for ace in the quiz. BRB. I have always struggled to relate to young people, but excitement and passion such as this is infectious. Do you just think that's what young people are like? Is it not? Adriana, when you get back to your time, make sure this one actually goes outside and talks to real people, yeah? Tara can definitely be a delight, though. It's just about your frame of mind when you interact with her. I must admit, there is still one thing I don't understand. She's talking about marriage and wearing a wedding dress, but you two said there are no nuptials? Ah, that. That's her way of subtly hinting she wants to get engaged. Until she's ready to talk about our future like an adult, we've found it best to just ignore it. Although I'm starting to worry. She hasn't taken it off in a month. She even wears it to shower. Wow, creep alert. Watch me shower. If you like me so much, maybe you should marry me. Boom, got him. By the way, if you didn't notice, I'm back and couldn't find the prize. Sorry, Mr. Beige. I was sending you my Verizon and found out later it's a consolation. Did you miss me, wifey? I said stop. They both say stop calling me that. He's blushing. Do you think he likes me? Well, I think Adriana and Elias have plenty of people to greet, darling. As much as they clearly enjoyed our company. Perhaps we should say goodbye and leave them to it? Sorry, I don't do goodbyes. Any bad byes. It's never good when you're leaving me. This is your peak. So down here from here, baby. It was truly lovely to see you again. I'm glad you're safe. Bye. See you around. Hey, is it my turn now? I have an extra special gift. It's a gift for being close to this bodacious bud. Hey, thanks. I know Lynn caused a lot of problems for you, and so did I. I thought she was the only person that cared about me, so I just wanted to make her happy. But because you made this world safe for everyone, I have these two now. I love them more than anything, and I want to make them happy. And they care about my happiness too, which is pretty new to me, but I really am happy. Thank you, Adriana. What were you two whispering about? Oh, I was just giving the URL. Thought I'd find out of Verizon, because I can see those eyes, she's a little freak too. Ah, young love. I'm going to mingle with some of the others, my lord. On the plus side, this just means, because I'm doing this with Elias... Oh, wait, no. I was gonna say that if I'm doing this quest with Elias, Clara gets to witness it herself with Taka, but that means ending up on Lin route, because I think it's only Taka if you went Zekrom route, which is a long way to go. But hey, Victoria and Sakura. She can be very sweet, you know, but there's no surprise there. The three of us were always the perfect team. Maybe ending up like this was inevitable. I like to think so, that it was destiny. Tara's a handful, and between you and me, so ciel. But life is pretty good. They bring out the best in each other, and I hope that they bring out the best in me too. I know I've been saying this every day for weeks, but tonight is going to be the night. One of them is going to propose. I can feel it in my booty. Moving on. So, Victoria and Sakura. I assume this is Victoria. Yes, it is. Yes, it's, definitely a bold flavor profile you went for. I think it's really... Adriana, thank goodness you're here. That is, thank goodness you finally returned. It's so nice to see you again. It is truly wonderful that my lord and I have... No. Absolutely not. I leave. Thank you, Sakura. Adriana, it's nice to see you again. None of this would have been possible without you. Sakura works up in Labrador setting up homes for vulnerable young people. Those who have escaped or survived bad situations and need somewhere safe and stable. Too many people dismiss the needs of runaways and strays. But these kids are fighters. They're strong. Kids shouldn't need to be strong. I may be very busy with Poffle, but I understand every young person has different needs. And in some cases, the Academy can offer exactly the kind of support and help they need. So Sakura and I are in regular contact about how best to help each other and those we take care of. It's hard to say my life has calmed down much. managing basically a whole city and being there to help the kids when they need it. It's a different kind of crazy to 10 years ago, but still crazy. But these days I get some moments to myself. Time to relax. I picked up baking. It has the advantage of being productive while also enforcing periods of time to relax in. There's time to take it slow and appreciate the present. And the kids in Labrador are sweet, always turning me down when I make them something, saying I already do so much for them they can't take more. So I brought some brownies I made with me. If you want one, they're at the cafe. Yes, I just had one. I was telling Sapphira how creative her flavour combinations are. But you're right, the look is equally creative. So she picked up baking 10 years ago and still can't cook. Well, do let me know how they are if you try one, Adriana. Most people late before they came, so they didn't want one. I'll let you go back to it though. Yeah, it was really lovely to see you. I'm really happy you're both safe. Have you spoken to Cal yet? He's a good guy, but just the worst liar. He's been travelling around the world doing humanitarian work, trying to help people however he can, but he's been really shy about admitting it, just making up some lie about having a secret boyfriend that travels a lot instead. I think he's doing pretty well though. I think we all are. Just because everyone's happy you're back, don't slack off. Work hard when you get back to your own time. Make sure you turn out to be the kind of person you would have wanted around when you were younger. That's what I've tried to be for everyone up at Labradora. Everyone thinks you're amazing, so prove them right. Be an even better champion than Shelley. It's a tall order, but there's no point trying unless you're striving for the very best. So that's that loop. And so we can go down, and hello. Hey, Adriana, about time you showed up. It's me, Charlotte. Did you recognize me? I mean, I know I've changed a little in 10 years. I know what you're thinking. Damn, who's this professional-looking woman as why is she saying she's the most reckless person I know? So firstly, screw you. I've always been responsible. And secondly, I'm not even that professional. I'm just super casually. Working your observation skills. I see the world as sprites, I'm sorry. Speaking of observation skills. Hey, I didn't see you there. Still palling around with creeps and murderers? I assure you, Miss Belrose, the majority of the creeps you so speak of, well, nobody is as happy as me that they are no longer around to pervert the good cause Meteor once stood for. The majority of them, you say? Oh, right, there was that other old dude you had the hots for, right? The one whose butt Adriana kicked. Oh, hey, right here in Agate. That's neat. The hots? That's hardly a respectful way to chill out, old man. It was 10 years ago, for me at least. And I'm sure you can forgive me for being less than sensitive to the memory of the people who killed my parents. A whole bunch of others, and basically tried to kill me as well. Of course. My own feelings and reservations towards the path Team Meteor took mean nothing when I stayed and didn't stop it. It cannot be enough, but I apologize wholeheartedly. I will never be able to take back that I allowed Sirius to twist Team Meteor into the monster it became. But I can at least try to make my peace towards those that were harmed. So Sirius was responsible for Meteor ending up like that? Well, if you can hear us from beyond the grave, a sincere message from me to you. Eat it, Sirius. Yes, he was truly an unpleasant man. Say it. I beg your pardon. If you're really serious about your regret, share your sentiment. Say it with me. Eat it, Sirius. That is, well, what I mean to say is... Eat it, Sirius. Alright, you're fine in my eyes then. So, what's your plan now you're back? Gonna try to get your old job back? I doubt you could. The current Elite Four is pretty intense. You get stomped so hard. You'd probably even struggle against the gym leaders now. I bet I could take you. Ah, you're still a gym leader now? 10 years of league experience is certainly nothing to scoff at. You could say that. Nestled up in the mountains I am. The fire-type gym leader of Calcinon City. Yet, hidden deep in the forest I am. The ice-type leader of Spiral Town. So she's both. 2 gyms? That was explicitly disallowed in Ice part of the league. Damn, it's almost like a whole decade has passed and things change. Time sure is weird like that. Seriously though, it's still technically not allowed. After the whole mess 10 years ago, I wanted to expand my world a little, you know? So I started training ice types. And then the gym leader position became vacant and there was no backup at the time. So the Grand Hall asked around for a temporary leader while they looked, so I thought, hey, why not? And because it's only temporary and they really needed the spot filled, the Grand Hall gave me the okay. I made some nonsense up about setting up near an alternate ice gym in case I need help, so something temporary was set up in Spinal Town. And this way, I have an excuse to be near Sephiroth at the fire gym, and an excuse to be near Laura at the ice gym. so I can just spend more time with my sisters without needing a reason. Because, all that world nearly ending stuff was pretty awful. But the part where I got to hang out with them both more was pretty cool. I understand. Few things are more important than family. How is the search for a full-time gym leader going? Pretty slow on account of me always saying no. Every time Adriana or Ark shows up with a candidate for the ice leader job, I just say they aren't up to my standards and I need a successor who won't ruin my reputation. I've been the temporary ice leader for like 3 years. This whole double leader thing is a pretty great job. I'm waiting for the Grand Hall to cave and just let me have 2 gyms full time. Running 2 gyms and causing administrative problems? You are a lot like your parents. Them? Cause problems? I thought they were super straight edge. Oh, far from it. I recall the league management being rather unhappy with the pair of them once. They discovered that for months, whenever your parents got bored, they'd just swap gyms and types. And not tell anyone. Apparently it was a major headache for the league. Ha! My parents were cooler than I thought. Thanks for sharing. You're not all bad, Elle. Now I'm sure you do have loads of people to talk to. I'll be around if you want to chat more with the top 2 gym leaders in the region, though. They're both me. The apple certainly doesn't fall far from the tree. Oh, that's amazing. Rini? Genuinely can't tell if this is Rini or Fern. It's Rini. Fascinating. You travel through time, but do so with a deep connection to the natural world. Grass-type Pokémon are truly wondrous. You are a beautiful creature. Legendary Pokémon truly are wonderful, yes. I do know, hope I'm not interrupting, but I thought I heard cry. Is Celebi alright? Oh! Yes, we're both completely okay. I was just admiring this beautiful creature and I got a little emotional as well. But you could hardly blame me now, can you? There's so much to be happy about these days. Everyone is happy and doing well. How can that make a person anything other than so full of emotion they need to cry? And then, of course, the most wonderful news. Adriana, Elias, you're both alive and well. The crying was you? Even tears of joy, that is. Unexpected. Although I suppose everyone is likely to be very different after 10 years. Different? I have no idea what you're talking about. I grew my hair out some, but I don't think I've aged so much as to be unrecognizable. Your aesthetic is not exactly what I was referring to. Elias, I'm pulling your leg. The last decade had me doing a lot of introspection. A long time ago, I decided I didn't like the person I was. Cool cape! That I was weak and got hurt too easily and needed to change that. But over the last decade, I decided I didn't like that new person I had become. I couldn't put into words that being that way made me feel so hollow, and it took a lot of work for me to move past that. But people cared enough to help me along the way, and Thank you, little Pokemon. Just thinking about how much everyone cared, I couldn't help but tear up again. But it's good tears, I promise, no need to be worried. Now, where was I? You were rather eloquently explaining to us how much things have changed. Right, of course I was. So much has changed, and Shelley has done a wonderful job. I helped her with a lot of her studies, but that time feels fleeting given how rapidly she managed to eclipse me. Of course, everyone has helped Shelley in one way or another to get Reborn to where it is today. But the real beauty of it? I think she's helped us all too, to grow and realize our best selves. Of all the times you could have been brought to by Celebi, I'm glad it was this one, because it's such a wonderful time to behold. I hope both of you remember this when you return to your time. Strive to make everyone in Reborn as happy as we are now, or even happier. I must admit, when we approached you, I think the last thing I expected was that your joy would be quite so contagious that I'd hardly be able to stop smiling. I think Celebi feels the same. But regardless, I have always strived to do what is best for Reborn, and you have my assurance I will continue. And now I have the guidance of my lord beside me, I shall not stray down false paths to this as I once did. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what your timeline is like in 10 years then. Or rather, the version of me that's in it is, even if she doesn't know it yet. I have every faith in you both that you will do wonderful things. Just seeing how much work everyone has put in to come together to see you again, Adriana. It's enough to make you cry. Somebody baked a huge amount of brownies for everyone at the cafe. They're not very good, in fact they're terrible. But does that really matter? It's lovely Saphira put in all that work. Doing something terribly is the first step on the road to doing something well, after all. Be like whoever made those awful inedible brownies. No matter how catastrophically you mess up, keep trying and share what you've done with those you love anyway. Celebi seems very excited by all the celebrations. Oh, so Laura, Bennett, and Amaria. Adriana, Elias, how delightful of you to come and greet us. And Mario was just seeking some of our expertise, but we can all say hello while we help. I find it interesting that neither of them look like they've really changed. I'm glad you're both safe. Welcome back. Hi again. I'd love to chat more once I'm done here. Bennett, Laura, it is nice to see you are both well, despite any unpleasantness I may have had a hand in. It was so long ago, Elias, and I told you even then that there are no hard feelings. None of us are on the Elite Four anymore anyway, so in that sense, the situation has simply resolved itself, has it not? Your positivity, optimism, and speed of forgiveness still amaze me even after 10 years, Laura. But she is right, these things were a long time ago for us, Elle. Any ill will has long since passed. Well, that is lovely to hear. Whatever the circumstances, you both did a fine job as Elite Four. As I said, I'm glad you both look to be well. As do you, Amaria. I agree, we all do look well. Bennett and myself take care of numerous plants and insects, and I find taking care of others is very helpful to yourself. And Amaria here has recently started doing the same, getting some houseplants of her own. Yeah, my place was feeling a little empty, so I got a plant to liven it up. And 1 turned into 2, and 2 turned into 3, and 3 turned into 10. I mean, you guys get it, I'm sure. Anyway, that's actually what I wanted to talk about. One of my plants has an infestation, you see, and I don't know what to do about it. Oh, how awful! Infestation of what? I'm not certain, but they're tiny, and when I tried to water the plant the other day, I got a little shock. Sounds like Joltik. Don't worry, they're a lot less of a problem than you think. I mean, the plant is probably done for, but taking care of a few hundred Joltik is remarkably easy, and they're very friendly. First you need... Oh, actually, you'll need protectors for any of your power outlets. They're small enough to get inside and chew on wires. That can be a problem. Any exposed wiring is an issue, really. If your computer is higher end, you might need... Bennett! She was asking about the plant, not all of the Joltik. I understand your excitement, but you should remember what people asked for help with when you're giving your help. Oh, right. Sorry, Amaria, I got ahead of myself. Laura can take this one. Oh, it's okay, I understand getting excited. Right, well, Joltik are actually not a problem for the plant at all. In fact, the small electric charge they give off encourages growth. And they aren't actually interested in eating the plant, they just want the water. So you need to make sure to water the plants extra. Oh, while they pose no danger to the plant, there is some to you. You'll need to water from a safe distance, make sure the plant is nowhere near any electronics, make sure no people or Pokémon touch the plant. If you need to repot, wear heavy protective gear. There's something else, I think. Bennett? Don't keep the plant in your kitchen, you don't want Joltik getting in your food. Ah, how could I forget? Oh, of course, and if there's anything like a hot tub or pool in your home, you don't want Joltik anywhere near that. Or if there's a lake or pond nearby outside, you probably keep the plant away from a window too. Right, yes, and then there's... I knew I should have asked. I mean, literally anyone else about this. Hey, sorry for dragging you two into this. I just wanted to know how to get this Joltik off of my plant. There is no need to apologise. Their passion is admirable. I must admit I may be guilty of going on similar tangents in sermons where people ask me questions at times. Given the correct topic, the majority of my colleagues back in Meteor were much the same. Yeah, her house is the water-type gym. Although I do concede, perhaps the goals bringing us together made the people drawn to the group. Less than normal. Well, I'm glad things are less weird for everyone now. I mean, in the scheme of things at least. You two should probably sneak off. I don't think they'll be done anytime soon. Good to see you again though, and welcome back. Well, that does sound awfully rude. I must admit, I had spent enough time around Bennett to already know far more facts about bug Pokémon than I ever wished to do. If we say hello again later, I'm sure they won't mind. Right, obviously they'll get agitated without the expensive mineral-rich soils. Oh, that goes without saying, but not too mineral-rich. If one of them involves the plant in your home, and probably you are in quite a bit of trouble. Yes, although Garvantia are quite soft. They are! Should we get another? Adriana, hello. Shelly always said you would be back, and I tend to trust her word. Whether it's about the new world, legendary Pokémon, or anything else really, she tends to know what she's talking about. But you'd probably expect me to say that. I've never met a bug-type specialist I didn't get along with. Well, except that copper whatever it was from Avium. I swear, you try to buy parts to repair your Genesec's cannon one singular time, and a lot of people start getting very agitated. I can't even buy fertilizer for the plants anymore. Laura has to handle that. Apologies, but I digress. That little incident aside, my life has been remarkably peaceful since moving into the manor with Laura. It's nice that we are near enough Spinal, that it's easy for both our families to visit if they want, although I'm quite content, visitors or no. Laura's company is already so wonderful after all. Ah, hello, raiders. You're gonna be in for a fair few spoilers. Hello again, Adriana. Apologies, I must have gotten distracted and forgotten to say goodbye after our prior conversation. It's lovely that you're back, truly. These days, everything is lovely. Bennett and I quit the Elite Four and have been tending to our plants and flowers together at the manor. Charlotte visits quite regularly. Sappho stops by from time to time. Even Sarah and Luna say hello when they're free. It's a lovely life we live because we live it in a lovely world. Much of that is thanks to Shelley, but I won't forget your contribution too. In saving the region, you laid the groundwork for everything, I guess. All of this. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for helping make a world where me and my sisters can live so happily. Aww. After listening to Bennett and Laura's advice, I have decided to give them the plant and get a new one. But enough about that. I've spoken about it far too much already. I'm glad you're back. 10 years is a long time, and I like to think I spent it well. Yeah. Yeah, they really do. I could probably ramble on about what I've been doing and in what ways my life has changed, but really I think there's only one way it's changed that matters. I'm happy now. Aww, I'm really glad. Wait a minute. Tanya dyed her hair? You know, I really don't like that you two just hang out now. Oh, perfect! Company to save me from this nightmare. Adriana, Elias, hey! Good to see you both back. Welcome back. What's up? Ah, hello. Hey, you. I got a good look at your room in the league after you vanished. It was incredibly intricate. Beautiful, too. Must have taken a lot of work to get it to your specifications. Yes, actually. I do love good architecture, so I made sure... I'm Elite Four now. They gave me your room. I tore it all down. They just put everything for it in storage, but that look on your face was pretty cathartic. That feels like as much payback as I can get with my Ivy Slash at home. Either of you two want a turn? Nah, I'm good. I already got Bennett back years ago. Going again would feel like a repeat. I feel like I'm probably on the wrong side of all this to want payback against him. Suit yourselves. You know, when we first entered the champions room at the league, I thought it was you. And I feared for my life. So I suppose I've gotten off easy. Perhaps I had no reason to be so scared. She is still plenty scary, it's just like she said, she just didn't bring her stabbing Ivy Slash to the party. She's not the only one that's changed though. Notice something else? Not this again. It's been 10 years and you all look remarkably different. And I can't say I knew any of you very well beforehand. Yeah, we all look different, sure. Look great, in fact. But I was talking about Mr. Rockstar. He doesn't try and fake his voice to sound like what he thinks is cool anymore. Okay, so I shouldn't have been giving him the accent. You know, like, you've all got to remember to say rock and stuff, mate. For the last time, I never sounded like that. Fern, we've spoken about this. You're a serious member of the Reborn League now. You need to conduct yourself properly. Doing a bad impression of one of the region's most famous musicians is unbecoming. You need to give things your all now. Make it a good impression. Short sentences, chill vibes. Don't overthink, mate. Just go with the flow, you know? Feel the music and rock on. Maybe roll out a pole too, just to lay it on real thick, I cannot overstate how much I hate this. You all seem to be very close friends. What is this about Fern being a serious member of the league? Is he a gym leader now? If only. Somehow, standing in front of me is half of this region's Elite Four. Goodness, Fern as well? I'm certainly aware of her battle prowess from even 10 years ago. Reborn seems to be in very good hands with such a strong Elite Four and champion. But he's still pouting that we both surpassed him. You'd think he'd be content being an actual rock star now. Guess you don't need to fake sounding successful when you actually are, huh? You know, even when you two compliment me, it still feels mean. I was actually happy for you both, you know? You worked real hard. Sis, you've always been terrifying in a battle. And Fern, I mean, took you a while to figure out how to make people want to be around you. The bit I'm pouting about is that you both got the job and so ended up hanging out. And now I have to deal with a united front mocking me. But nah, I'm happy for you guys. And all the teasing aside, it is nice to actually be able to talk to either of you, you know, without being at each other's throats. Likewise. Elite Four, it's pretty cool stuff, really. Shelley's a good kid. I tried to take her under my wing, but she rubbed off on me as much as I did on her. So I jumped at the chance to be one of her Elite Four. Yeah, Shelley is a great champion. No offense to you, obviously, Adriana. But anyone that can mellow out these two is hard to beat in my book. She certainly appears to be doing very well from what we saw. Yeah, things are going pretty well. I'm sure they'll go just as great back in your time too. Are we not gonna dwell on the hair colours? Hey, glad you have a moment. I wanted to say I resented you deeply for so long. I always felt like you were in the way. Like, somehow your presence was stopping me from being the best I could. I felt like the brightest candle in the world being put next to an industrial light bulb. And here we are. You vanished for 10 years and now I'm the second best trainer in Reborn. Ah, so he's the fourth of the four. Given the league's reputation, maybe in the whole world. That would make you third, second to Shelley, who's second to Zale. And even knowing how completely outclassed I am by Shelley, it didn't feel the same as when it was you. And yet, it's felt hollow, like something was missing. I'm glad you're back. I know I'm speaking to the person that just had an adventure through time, but my life has been pretty hectic. Music gigs, traveling around the world, it's pretty cool stuff. Helps that Aya's always with me the whole time. Things are pretty great really, but we all missed you. I'm glad you made it back. You know, I thought I'd quit battling altogether after everything with Meteor. Maybe in another life I would've. But I'm pretty damn great at it, and Shelley is worth supporting. I digress. Good luck back in your time. Even if you're only 10% as good of a champion as Shelley has turned out to be, then Reborn is in good hands. So, we're not going to dwell on the fact that her hair is now fully titanium? I guess not. Luna! I see. And those are headphones? Yes, that's right, with cat ears on them. I thought they were cute. Oh my goodness, she has cat ear headphones. The maid look didn't feel right after my family screwed up so bad that everyone I was supposed to serve died. Oh, Adriana, I didn't see you there! Welcome back, so lovely to see you. Shelley has always said you would come back, but it's wonderful to see it happened. Luna, Yes? Did you have something to say? No. My apologies for interrupting. You mentioned Shelley? Have you been spending time with her? Ah, of course you don't know. I am one of Reborn's Elite Four. Naturally, this means I work a lot with the champion. Not to mention I've been helping her with her project to better document the region's history and uncover much about its culture that has been lost. Thankfully, after your disappearance, I found much of the family's old things, which has helped her hugely. Elite Four? And teaching others about our past. That's lovely to hear, truly. I only hope I can do a better job than the last person that tried to do both those things. I hear he made quite the mess of it. Now, I'm sure you will have many people you would love to say hello to, and best of luck in your own time, Adriana. If you ever need to recruit more members of the Elite Four, do give your favourite Dark Leader a thought. I apologise if that was uncomfortable for you. I'm older and wiser now. I'm in the Elite Four. I should know better. I've always known he'd show up again eventually, though. Shelley said you two would be fine, and I trust her. Maybe if he'd still been around, I could have forgiven him over time. Or maybe if I'd thought he was gone for good, I could have done the same. But knowing he'd eventually come back, I held on to how angry I was at him. Might I ask for a selfish favour? Back in your own time, make sure he doesn't run from his past mistakes. From me. I would prefer him to face the matter head-on, because I truly hope that even if I cannot, the Luna of your time can finally let go of all these bad feelings. Luna. She's so cute! And I cannot believe she has cat ear headphones. That's amazing. I've always wanted one of those, like literally for ages. And she has them, and she's wearing them. Not sure I like the indication that, like, all the Van Hannens are gone, though. Or all the other Van Hannens, I should say. What? Oh. I did not notice there was a rating there. Hello, Cal. Adriana, hey, it's been a while. Oh, and Elias, right? Yes, that's right. Solaris spoke of you to me a few times after the incident at Apophel. Here to scold me for disloyalty. Whether your actions that day made things better or worse in the long run, I don't know. But it is regrettable that things ever got that far to begin with, and I am glad they've worked out for you and everyone now. And here I was thinking you'd be more like him. Funny, I thought you'd be more like your brother. Thank goodness I'm not. He's mellowed out a little these last 10 years, but not all that much, honestly. That is rather unsurprising. Does that mean he's still around then? Yeah, but he's not going to show up to this. He moved to Aura a while back, talking about how there's nothing for him in Reborn anymore and that Mount Battle was better than any Pokemon League anyway. He tried to take on the Reborn League after everything stabilized and kept losing to Charlotte. Mount Battle. I've certainly heard a lot about that place. We were told in the Celebi quest that Elias's father was, I believe, from Aura and had conquered Mount Battle. Although it was quite so long ago, I have no idea how it would compare to the Reborn League. Well, I don't think Blake knows how it compares either. He immediately got distracted from Mount Battle by the battle sims that are popular in Aura. Apparently he had such a knack for solving them, now he's gotten pretty successful at making them himself. I thought he was just being himself when he told me, but I looked it up and it sounds like he was telling the truth. I'm sorry, battle sim? Like, fake battles with fake Pokemon? That does sound like it could be very beneficial for training and tactics. I guess, but I think it's more like a puzzle or a game. But don't tell him I called it a game. For someone that spends all his time playing video games, he gets pretty elitist about his job. Insists on being called a VR visionary. Well, there's still something to be said for children's entertainment, I suppose. And yourself? Are you in a similar field? Me? Oh, well, that's, I mean, I've been traveling abroad a lot, spending a lot of time in other regions. How gracious of you to make it here if you spend so much time traveling. A job that requires such travel. Are you some kind of diplomat now, perhaps? Oh, no, it's, a boyfriend. Yeah, that's it. I have this boyfriend who travels a lot, so I travel to spend time with him. He's, super busy, though. So he's never had time to come to Reborn for anybody to meet him. Just in case you were planning to ask anyone else about him. I see. Anyway, you probably have a bunch of people you want to chat to, so catch up more later. I wish you luck with your travels to visit your busy boyfriend. Oh, Carl. I'd love it if both things are true. Like, he is traveling around doing humanitarian work, he just also has his boyfriend with him. Hi again, Adriana. Sorry if I was weird back then. Even after 10 years, it's still kind of weird. Chatting to people like him. Like, hey, how are you? Remember when we were terrorists together? But it's nice that things have worked out so well. Oh. So, we found the cafe. The Sissing Sugar Cafe and Pastry. Chalk writing below reads, Today's special Labrador brownies. Somebody has drawn a tiny skull and crossbones below this. Hey, great to see you two. They're out tea and the brownies are terrible, but this cafe is still pretty cool. And you even get to witness something marvellous, something you'd never see back in your own time. Their Majesty and Monarch of Monotony, Archon of Administration. Adrian sitting down and taking a break. Oh, come on. I was never that bad. I took breaks. I mean, when people made me, at least. Good to see you as well. It's been a while, Adrian. Been even longer for me. Glad you're alright, though. Things got pretty crazy with everything that happened, but I know most people were just trying to do what they thought was best. I appreciate that, though, although I feel I've made mistakes at every turn. Clearly that doesn't hold true for you. You look quite so relaxed compared to then. Things must be going well. Well, having such a brilliant, proactive champion helps. I'm sure I'd be just as relaxed after 10 years of Adriana as champion too. I need another drink. There we go. Helps that you stop trying to do about 20 people's jobs at once too and learn to actually delegate. I can't exactly take credit for that with you right here. You two saw how we were coordinating the response to all the new world messes based out of the nightclub, yeah? Turns out, Arclight here has a real knack for that sort of thing. Yeah, I guess I've done alright. Realised I could do a lot of good out there. Got into a lot of community organising, eventually took over a lot of Adrian's job responsibilities, so I could actually rest from time to time. You wouldn't believe how much more willing people are to talk to you about public policy or whatever when you're that cool guy from the TV or radio. I can't say I watched enough television or radio to be familiar with you, beyond your work fighting Meteor and dealing with the aftermath. But it sounds like you've been helping people for a long time, probably more than just the last 10 years. Be careful, the praise might go to his head. Hey, quiet, I'm used to praise from fans. If that was going to grow my ego, it would have caused problems years ago. Nice of you to say, though. You try to do the same thing back in your time, alright? Everything with Meteor was messy, sure. And I think a lot of people will be way less happy with you than they are here with 10 years to move on. But If you respect people doing good, then follow their lead and do the same. Wise words, of course. I can only do my best, as you clearly have too. After all, we've heard a lot about what a talented champion Shelley is. But it's obvious that for things to be as good as they are, she must have a highly skilled team supporting her too. We do our best. Even if there are some issues still. Every time we work on a major project, it feels like we spend just as much time on something silly. Usually something silly is finding another Vulpix room. I swear she stashed them everywhere. She here refers to Amethyst, but honestly I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte has taken over the creating of the Vulpix rooms. Hey, I'm not complaining. If we're stumbling on secret rooms hidden away by former champions, I'd take rooms of Vulpix plushes over anything Lynn did any day of the week. Can't argue with that. Hey, Adriana. Shelley's done an amazing job as champion. Go back to your time and do an even better job. If I chose the wrong person, that would make me look really bad. You know, I suspect that with people like you working on the administrative side of things, Reborn will be in good hands whoever is champion. Thanks. I appreciate the faith. And you too. I'm sure you can make a difference, just like Ark said. I'll see you two around. Yeah, see you later. Enjoy the party. Shelley went all out, especially given how last minute this was. Who'd have thought that letting you all run, basically just disaster response out of my club, would lead to all of this? Sorry you ended up getting flung through time for all that. I hope it wasn't too long for you at least. I'm sure you'll do a great job with it when you get back too. Oh, and watch out for some of the legendaries when you get back. I heard that dealing with a few of them got real weird. You don't say. You know, when Victoria stopped helping out the Grand Hall to focus on a potful, while we were still dealing with the New World aftermath, I thought I was going to drown in paperwork. But everyone helped out, and these days I can actually even relax. Seriously though, are you okay? Being flung into the future is pretty rough, I get it. I used to wish I could go back. Sometimes I still do. But mostly, I'm glad that I've made a life for myself here. I'm happy you get to go back to your time though. Treasure the next 10 years you get to spend with everyone. And like I said, be the best champion Reborn has ever seen. Yeah, because I guess, I think I said this before, but Adrian got stuck below the Grand Gates for 10 years. And it felt like an hour to Zem because of Sittai Astrai shenanigans. Which is why the fairy gym moves to the Jasper ward. Hey, Sarah! Adriana, it's lovely to see you again, and hello, Elias. Yes, hello, it is good to see you as well. You are well. Not planning to cause any trouble for Luna or Bennett, I hope? No. I am in this place, in this time, rather, as a guest. Even if my desire was to cause trouble, although I assure you it is not, that would not be appropriate here and now. Well, just know that I have no problem fighting to protect my family. Luna is her family! Even against an elderly blind man. But never mind that, I'm sure you can play nice. And I'd rather not have to try to push a fist fight into my busy schedule. Ah, yes, well, it's good to hear you're keeping yourself busy. What have you been up to these last 10 years? Well, first off, I quit being a gym leader pretty soon after you two vanished. I think Adrian was rather relieved when I did. The repel bills I kept sending them when silent challenges destroyed my mirrors were getting ridiculous. The new ice leader still set up a gym in Spinal though. It's a small world, I suppose. But there I go getting nostalgic. I got back into fashion, not just modelling though. One day I'm digging out my old sewing machine, next thing I know all my old contacts are reaching out, asking if I can make an outfit for one of their clients to wear on the runway. Not to mention all the private commissions too. You meet all sorts doing that work, like the woman that commissioned a gorgeous custom wedding dress from me, and appears to have been using it as everyday clothing ever since. Ah, so that was Tara. It sounds like you're enjoying it all. I am. I've never liked just not doing anything, so I throw myself into whatever came along. Modelling, battling, the gym, my children, a few men along the way. But I finally stepped back to try and think about what I want to throw myself into. My son is thriving. My daughter is also thriving. And that's given me room to thrive too. But I don't want to keep you two. Everyone's come out to say hello. I won't take all your time. Well, I'm glad to see you're still doing well after all these years. And I wish you luck with your continued career. You know that circus acrobat woman? She's sweet, and you'd think with how she acts and dresses, she'd be very in the know, but I don't think she knows the first thing about fashion. She just assumed that because I make clothes that I make jewelry too, that those are just the same thing. Tried to commission an elaborate and elegant engagement ring for me. I had to turn her down, it's not really my skill set, but hopefully she finds someone to do what she wants. I'm glad I'm past the point in my life where seeing people in love just made me feel bitter. It's nice to be happy for others. I think Sarah might be trying to grow the dye out of her hair, because it's not as stark colours anymore. So it looks like her natural hair is probably, if I had to guess, it's probably a similar dark red to Bennett's. Like the tip of Bennett's. Ah! They didn't die? Question mark? My, do I hear footsteps approach? Our guest of honor, perhaps? And not just footsteps, but the slithering of a snake, too. Perhaps our guest has company of their own. Here we go again, I suppose. Adriana, it is wonderful to see you returned. I see that you are also here, Elias. Radimus, you've aged horribly. Why, I was about to say the same thing, my dear ex-employee. Wait, employee? So Radimus was higher up than Elias was? It looks like it's been 10 years for you too. Today is your lucky day, however. For someone so old that they look mere moments from death, it must be rare to be afforded such a wonderful opportunity. The opportunity of a personal meeting with the greatest artist in all of Reborn, nay, all of the world. Ah, right. World champion of chess, and what? Now what? World champion of art? Art suits you, given how creative you are at coming up with lies to explain your stolen wealth. Wrong about everything as usual, Elias. Well, you are correct that I have moved on from the life of a chess master. I am not the artist. That would be my darling son here. Sure, fine. Hey, good to see you again, Adriana. It's good that you're safe. Shelley always said you were going to be fine and you showed up again though, so I wasn't worried. You have my sincerest congratulations for turning into such a polite young man, despite how gravely this man's very existence stacked the odds against you. I am living for this. You're an artist now. It's no big deal. Shelley and I met as early as one time and I had a new appreciation for colour, so I started to paint. And I didn't limit myself to just oils on a canvas, and some people seemed to like my work, so I kept doing it. Some people seemed to like it? That doesn't even begin to cover your success. From the finest galleries in Kalos, to the most exclusive resorts in Sinnoh, Noel's art is on display in some of the most prestigious places around the world. Why, just last year, he set the record for the most money a living artist has ever sold a single piece for. I still don't think that should count when you just showed up to an art show, which I didn't even tell you was happening, and outbid the next guy by a factor of 10. Can you blame me? What better thing to spend my fortune on than an original piece by such a brilliant young artist that I can display proudly in my home? That sounds an awful lot like money laundering. In fact, given that your fortune was entirely stolen from myself and my master, it probably is. How very like you, thrusting the consequences of your crimes on your child. Oh my, what a great day this is, to receive parenting advice from such an esteemed expert. Although there is something to be said for a simple difference in styles. After all, my daughter Luna seems to think I'm a wonderful father. Let's just leave them to it. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Adriana. Dad is a lot. He got really fixated on being the best father possible after things settled down, and well, I guess he has all that energy to channel into whatever is going on over there. You know, I always felt it would be unfair to just fight you given how old and frail you are. But given this 10 years, we're about the same age now, so bring it. Please, you can fight your way out of a wet paper bag. Your style is no doubt what, like kicking me when my back is turned. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe bringing Elias to this was worth it for that exchange alone. He even stopped playing chess, you know. Decided now he was a family man, he needed a family hobby. The title doesn't exist, but he calls himself the world champion of Monopoly now. Oh, what a fine parent you are! So incompatible with your own child, you had to change everything about yourself just to bond. My deepest apologies are not pompous enough to know how to say this in the old language, but those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Elias. Oh my goodness. I'm glad he tries to understand me at least, even if his brand of supportive can be a little intense. It's nice to have him around, even if he's embarrassing. It's nice you're back too. Even being confident you would return, it's good that it finally happened. Look at me, I'm Elias. I'm so repugnant. The idea somebody could be selfless enough to treat me well is totally alien. So much so that I convinced myself a random useless Arceus because that's the only explanation. Well, I never. Well, my name is Ranimus. I spent so long spouting pseudo-philosophical nonsense. Everyone thought I was some kind of intellectual. So I just lied and told them I was a chess master. I'm not even very good at chess, but nobody can stand my company long enough to play a game to find out. Hey, let's get some tea or something. They're not exactly young men. All that yelling will tire them out eventually. Probably. Adriana and Nell proceeded to have a lovely cup of tea at the cafe. They discussed his art, time travel, and much more. And they returned. Radimus and Elias were indeed out of breath from all the shouting and yelling. Well, I have many people I'd rather greet. I will talk to you later, my lord. Good riddance. But where are my manners? Even with the downside of the company you have brought, your return is nonetheless a good thing, Adriana. Welcome back once more. Yeah, welcome back. Thanks for everything, too. I'll see you around. To think all the time I lost being separated from my son. I want nothing more than to take back all those lost years, but I will make do with making up for it instead. I struggled to truly understand him for quite some time, but he seems to crack a smile at my antics more often these days, so I can only hope I'm doing something right. Literally! He's trying his best, although I wish he'd stop telling people I'm some kind of divine gift to artistry. Samson approached me the other day, saying he heard about me from Dad. Wanted to commission me to make some kind of bright, colourful, extravagant engagement ring, so they are both trying to propose to Tara. It's not like I can't make it, but I prefer to work in my own style. I know he's just trying to be supportive, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea about my work. Aww. Okay, so this is Eve. Who's this? Because we've already seen Laura, and it's not Heather. Right, so can you explain again what you were doing right before the power cut? Sure, I was... Adriana, Elias, hey. Eve, look who it is, they're here. Yes, I can see that, but what about the... Fine, yes, we can talk about work later. Hey, you two, welcome back. Hello, Eve, correct? And your friend here? Oh, come on, don't you recognize me? Not cool, I thought we were all friends. Oh, it's Julia! Julia, you have changed your hair colour, style, and clothes. And are 10 years older. Of course she doesn't recognize you. Oh, right. Well, hey, it's me, Julia. Julia as in the electric gym leader Julia? With the explosive personality? Formerly, well, the explosive bit anyway. Julia here very responsibly decided that if she's going to keep using the power plant as her gym, that she should help out with it instead of causing trouble. I started running the power plant a few years back. It's much more efficient now. Everyone seems happy with my work. Julia showed such enthusiasm that I agreed to let her work and help out with maintenance there too. He was a great boss, so hands-on, always around to help me out and make sure nothing goes wrong. I was pretty hands-off until you'd been working there about a week. Anyway, enough about work. Time travel must have been fascinating. It was an incredibly enlightening experience, as this is, I must admit. Seeing one's peers and acquaintances 10 years in the future is fascinating. Speaking of, I do wonder about... Lumi? She's doing brilliantly. Fully cured and recovered. She sends big apologies that she couldn't make it today, but she's travelling the world. She always dreamed of travelling, but was either too sick or too trapped in somebody's body with me. So when she got better, she took the chance. It was lovely to hear, truly. Give her my greetings and congratulations on her good health. I will. Her good health. It's a lovely thing. Knowing she's okay finally feels like I can breathe. Now all I need is to find a way to stop one of my employees from constantly nearly cutting off power to the whole city, and my life will be stress-free. Damn, one of the people who works in the plant does that? Is it Jonathan? I bet it's Jonathan. He's always been as reckless as a Rayquaza in an antique store. It's not Jonathan, no. Anyway, you were telling me what you were doing before the last cut? Oh, right. Well, one of the batteries was nearly empty, so I just had Electro give it a quick charge beam. Then I don't know what happened. Jonathan must have messed up something because half of Peridot just lost power. You're using the Electrode again. Right. Remember, don't use your Pokemon as shortcuts. It's not always safe. I know, but it was fine this time. Nothing went wrong. Perhaps not everyone has changed as much over the last 10 years as it seems. It appears as though this might become a long lecture. I suggest we return to talk to them later. It's later. Hey again! Who'd have thought we'd all been here in 10 years when we first met at Paradox Station, huh? It's nice to actually feel like part of a team at the power plant instead of just getting in their way. I don't blow up gates anymore or anything. Well, not on purpose at least. But Eve has been great. Everyone has, really. Rini taught me a lot about the power plant too, although she got even more excited than I did when I asked her. That was a fun time though. Julia has single-handedly tripled my workload, but she really is trying hard. Maybe a bit carefree, but she gives everything her all. That warmth reminds me of Lumi a little, and I don't see her much when she's travelling, so I guess I just couldn't help but take Julia under my wing. This really makes it sound like I'm the older one. I spent far too long as a voice in Zero's head. Still crazy that was 10 years ago, but here we are now. I run a power plant, and Lumi is healthy and travelling the world. Sounds normal, boring almost, but that's all we ever really wanted. Life is good. Oh, that's really sweet. However, I do believe that's everyone. Because going down the list of leaders, we've seen Julia, Rini. There was no Corey to see. There is no Shade to see because we haven't, done that yet. Because we haven't done the Jirachi quest yet. So he's not going to be there in the nightclub, so he's probably not. That's probably why he's not here. Obviously, there's no Kiki to see, but we saw Aya. We saw Sarah, we saw Noel, we saw Radimus Luna, Samson, Charlotte, Tara, Ciel, Adrian, Titania, Amaria, Hardy, Saphira. Then we saw Heather, obviously Heather. Did I say Shelley? Well, we saw Shelley. We saw Heather, Laura and Bennett. We saw Elias, obviously came here with him. There is no Anna to see because, again, we haven't saved her yet. Although, it does actually take place when Celebi takes place because Kane was already back, I think. But was Kane before Celebi? No, because Celebi was really early, wasn't it? Maybe he's in the same tier, so he could have been back. I'm not sure. But Taka isn't here. Ace isn't here. Celebi was tier 3. Okay, so what else was tier 3? Let me check. So Celebi was the same. Okay, Celebi was the same tier as Meloetta, Victini, Volcanion, Hoopa Magina, Zeraora, Zygarde, and Jirachi. So Diancie was after this. So technically Kane shouldn't be here. Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a plot hole. Because, Taka isn't here. And Ace isn't here. And technically, at this point in the game, they're both still, Umbral? But then so was Kane. So, I don't really know what happened there. But I guess this is probably everyone who's supposed to be here, because I made sure that everyone was, everyone was as relationship leveled up as they could be. So unless that broke things, I don't know if... Because Blake isn't here, he's in Aura. Lumi isn't here, she's traveling. Obviously Lynn isn't going to be here. Anna isn't here and Shade isn't here. I guess Eclipse also certainly isn't here, but she doesn't really do much upon being rescued. But yeah, why is Kane here? Kane is here by sheer will. You know, I really missed you. Shelly is a great person, a great champion, maybe even better than you would have been, I'll probably never know. But did I read all this? But you were my friend, and you were there for so much. You couldn't hardly blame me for wishing you were still about. Now you're here again, I guess all there is to say is, I hope your next 10 years are as happy as the fun as the last 10 years were for all of us. Give them hell, Adriana. Make sure everyone knows that the day you got your start at the Grand Hall, truly magnificent trainer started her journey in Reborn proper. I guess you and Victoria did too, huh? Joking aside again, I'm sure you do great. Good luck out there. Hey again, how's it going? Enjoying seeing how everyone is doing after so long? Must be pretty surreal for you, I bet. It'll probably be even weirder when you go back to your time and look at everyone knowing how we'll turn out. Well, how we might turn out, at least. Maybe your presence will change things? I know you made a difference to my life when you were here, so maybe you'll continue to do so. Hey, but whenever our band starts getting big, you better buy tickets to every show. Maybe one extra dedicated fan will help me get comfortable with it all even faster than I did. And thanks for coming back, really. Kane really missed you. We all did. Even if it's only brief, it's lovely to see you. Why is Kane here? He's not supposed to be here. Same also with, Samson. Because he got voided. Okay, so I talked to everyone a second time except, I think, for Iron and Kane. So, I guess that's it. Samson. Oh, Samson was the first. Well, the first Umbrals we found were Radamus and Gardevoir. But yeah, Samson was Keldeo, so I think he was the previous show, so it doesn't make sense. So it's just Kane defying the storyline. Yeah, we saw this. So let's save the game. Hello again, Adriana. I hope the party's treating you well. Did you want to return to your time? Well, not really. Oh, just saying hello? Well, hello. I'll be waiting here for you when you wish to leave. I'll save one more time so I know I have a save. So I can come back to this. Very well, we can have a quick chat and I'll make sure you get back to your time. Alright, I can take you underneath the city to where the relic stone should be. Then Celebi can take both of you and the stone back to the correct time and place. But first, did you enjoy the party? I enjoyed it greatly. Oh! Maybe Taka isn't here because he could have been here? Like he could have been in place of Elias? So that's why he doesn't have like a dialogue here. Seeing that Reborn's future is so very bright, it was truly inspiring, champion of the future. And my lord and I shall endeavour to make our future just as bright as this. With both of you in it, I'm sure it will be even better. And hey, maybe with you around, Adriana, I'll train harder and get better even faster. Just you wait, I'll still be champion one day, so enjoy your title while it lasts. You get so fiery about a good battle, Shelley. So much that I think you're forgetting something. I am? Ah, I know what you mean. Don't worry, I remembered very well. I was just building up for the dramatic effect. Speaking of, if I may make a strange request of you both, can you close your eyes and follow Heather and I? We have one last surprise before sending you home. An odd request, but you have given us no reason to distrust you. Any surprise to end such a pleasant occasion will surely be lovely after all. Brilliant, just brilliant. Alright, now follow me. Nearly there. Okay, you to open your eyes. They're all here! Almost. We figured if you have to go back, we should make sure you have something to remember this by. With that in mind, everyone say Reborn! Who's taking this picture? Reborn! I'm also going to take a screenshot. Alright, this is it. Time for Celebi to take you home. Have a safe journey back. Oh, and Adriana? Even if you'll be there to defend it in your timeline, watch your back. I'm coming for your title. Hello, Amethyst. Oh, this is so cool! It shows who's joined the development team and when. Thank you, Chasing Celine. And yeah, this is what they're working on next. Starlight Divide. Which is a completely different game, but it looks pretty cool. And a demo is available. If anyone happens to be here right now, thank you all so much for making this game what it is. Like, seriously. It's been such a fun experience. So, the amount of times I've played it. I mean, it says I put over 86 hours into this game. That's probably because part of it was sped up, but I probably clocked in a lot more than that between all my playthroughs. So, like, thank you to anyone and everyone who might happen to see this for making such an amazing place. An amazing world, creating an amazing community, building it up from what it was, and culminating into something like this. If we go to the nightclub, someone is now here who was not here before. We finally rescued Anna. Hi, Adriana! Still on duty? Don't worry, I'm right there with you. Mr. Shadow and I are going to have the region on lock, like in a friendly, non-authoritarian, not at all one-landing type of way, obviously. Like, the other day we helped rescue this lost lily pup. Did you know that Mr. Shadow secretly really likes puppies? Don't tell anyone, except the puppies. Do tell them. Tell all of them. Keep smiling. If you hold a smile for 5 minutes, you start to feel happy accidentally. It's like muscle conditioning or something. Does the smile make the joy, or does the joy make the smile? Hey, didn't Lynn say that? You gotta come by the castle one of these days. Dad and Noel and I have been trying out a new 3-way chess game. It sucks, but it probably wouldn't suck more if we deal you in and make it 4 ways. Hey, did you know? Nostra's still watching over us even now. She didn't tell me or anything this time. I just know it's true. And she does still have a star plushie, which I would probably say is a Jurassic plushie because I can see a grey bit in the middle. Thanks for finishing the job before. Things will be better now. After all, now I'm the only kid running around with completely unrestrained magical powers. That was a joke. Don't worry, I won't do anything unnecessary. Unless... That was also a joke. But I think it's good to leave just a little bit of magic in the world. Maybe I can only say that because I'm still a kid, but if everything could really be explained by things like logic and numbers, wouldn't adults get bored of that way too fast? They're the ones who need the magic the most. If nothing is real, then the world is the blank canvas. What picture would you like to be painted? That wasn't new, but I think it fits. Adriana, truly I cannot thank you enough. You've done what I could never do, both in regards to Team Meteor and in bringing my children to safety. You can't know what it means to have the second chance. No, I suspect it's more of a third or fourth chance now. In any case, I am more than delighted that it is here. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Whatever you need, champion. If it's within my power, just say the word. It did indeed take 3 different timer attempts, but hey, third time's the charm. But we got there at the end. So Fern has decided to loiter around this place now too. Perhaps it is for the best that he is no longer hiding his face. There is a surplus of confounding emotional information. That is to say, I'm not sure what to feel right now. There will always be uncertainties and confounding variables. To gather all of one's anxieties and face them head first. Perhaps that's what luck is for. Okay, so you don't have anything new. You don't have anything new. You don't have anything new. Has she said this before? I'm thinking about changing my style. No, yeah, the leather jacket. Yeah, so that's not new. That's not new. That'll probably have something. Yo, you did it, huh? Like, again, for real this time. One of the two, who's to say? Congrats, Adriana. Thanks for picking up the garbage. No sus. You did good. Stay fresh, champ. Stay fresh! What are you, a squid sister? I won't lie, Adriana, this is nice. No anomalies, no one fearing from their lives, just some good music. Good friends, too. Well, maybe friends is a stretch for some. I know people have had their issues and probably still do. But as long as nobody wrecks my club fighting, I'm okay with that. Means I can start getting back to the music. Thanks again, champ, for everything. This is the place we come together. To be ourselves, and to be better than just ourselves. That's why this is my home. Join me for a shot sometime. I won't tell if you're not of age. Champ deserves a drink or two. I say, there was quite a strapping young trainer around here recently. Sunglasses and a black coat and hat. He's talking about the Mewtwo. A wonderful choice of attire, if I do say so myself. He's talking about the definitely not Mewtwo. That's kind of hilarious. Okay, so nothing. Still nothing from Shade. Okay. Is this new? Because you mean the desert again sometime, right? We can go together with mac and cheese. Yeah, he does say that. Well, he's a quote-unquote gamer dude. That's why. Oh yeah, you're welcome. I don't know if that was me or Zell. I think we both tried to do it at the same time. We can go and get mac and cheese and make the... It's nice to be out and among people, even if there's no use in trying to talk to them. Sometimes being there is all that's necessary. This is new, I think. Did you enjoy the tea party? To be truthful, I was invited as well. I had every intention of going, but when Laura was called away, I couldn't bring myself to go alone. It just would have felt awkward. And as Laura was so excited, I didn't want to go when she couldn't. I am hoping to go next time, though. Sounds like a relaxing time, and I know how excited Laura is to get everyone together again. I hope you'll come as well, of course, Adriana. I'm so sorry I ended up missing the picnic. I tried asking Heather about it, and she wouldn't say much, but she did say it was the most fun she's had in a while. I hope you had a good time too. With all that's going on, it's nice to take time now and then just to relax with people you care about. Oh, don't worry. I know I missed this picnic, but there will always be others. Please don't worry, it's okay, Zale. This region is so beautiful after all. There are so many places to go and things to see. And maybe next time, Bennett and my sisters will be able to make it too. Make sure you're taking plenty of breaks and staying hydrated. People aren't so different from flowers. You'll need time to grow. Okay, no, this is not new. Thank you for making Lumi smile. Oh, you're welcome, Eve. I talked to everyone here? Yeah. So... Thanks for helping out my sis. Appreciate it. Kind of feel lousy, I couldn't get the choir to do it myself. Can't even use type matches as an excuse. But maybe what's not important is saving people, but being there for them. Yeah, let's go with that. Taka doesn't have anything new. Oh, this might be new. No, it isn't. What do you say we visit the desert again sometime? Just for nostalgia's sake. It shouldn't be so bad once there's no more maniacal godchildren to hide from. That really was the end of the line, wasn't it? I must be honest, I might find myself missing the excitement of it all. Minus the danger, that is. Any chance to remedy any prior ill will, or to merely enjoy the presence of friends, is gratefully accepted. Still, you are, as always, dearly appreciated. You know, little hero, if you ever find yourself not wanting the magic to end, or you perhaps like to make some of your own, I'll let you in on a little trick of my own with love. You might be familiar with this one, but guard it with caution. A magician must never reveal their secrets. The next time someone asks you for a password, you might try and tell them minty fresh. Perhaps teach me a list of your own magic while you're at it, Ah, so this is telling you that if you put in... Why would they not say, put in a gift from Ace, and then you start off with one of every mint? Surely, the password is the same whether you put in Minty Fresh or a gift from Ace, but surely if the password is a gift from Ace, they would tell you that? Oh, I don't know. They work in mysterious ways, but I know that they love Ginger, so... Hello, Luna. Oh, nothing new. Hello, Zero. Hey there, Adriana. Surprised to see me out from behind the desk now? We'd finally finished cleaning up all the anomaly reports, and, well, figured I'd stick around for a little bit. Take a little bit of time to relax. You know, enjoy the scenery and all. It can be a little overwhelming here, but whether I'm behind the counter managing reports or not, it's been nice to see everyone back again. Thanks for stopping by to say hi. It's good to see you as always too. Honestly, Adriana, it feels all too weird now. No reports to manage, no equipment to monitor, no anomalies to help with. No nights losing sleep over how many we received at once sometimes either. One part of me kinda thought the reports would never end. The other part is sad they're over and done with. I won't lie though, it's still been nice to be able to rest at the end of it all. Seeing everyone here, Ace, Taka, even Lumi too. I miss them. Maybe I could try and talk with them sometime too. Yeah, exactly! The chaos never ends when you DM D&D. Don't know if they'd want to, but it might be nice. You know, Adriana, all that time behind the desk got me thinking. Kinda want to see if there's some other places where I can try and help out too. Helping manage all of those anomaly reports, it just felt right. To finally be able to do something right myself. If we could do all the little things within our power to help people around us, then maybe things wouldn't be so bad. Sorry to lay that on you suddenly. Thanks for hearing me out, though. Guess I've got to figure out what else to do nowadays, huh? It's, weird to not have anything to do. Don't have to tell me twice how much I've been blabbering about it. I'm just glad there's even been something that someone like me could do for this whole cluster nonsense. Someone like me is only rude to myself, I guess. This is embarrassing, but sometimes it still helps me to think of myself as if I were still different people. I wouldn't want to talk like that to Eve and Lumi. I know they wouldn't say that to me, so, to correct it, I'm proud that I could still make a difference here. Help around with fighting the good fight. It can be kind of disorienting here sometimes, not that I mind though. Good music, people who still tolerate me, friends? It's nice. I'm glad you stopped by for a chat over here. Maybe I'll join everyone sometime. So, Zero's friendly out from behind the counter. Now, there is one person we never got back. And one sofa that is yet to be filled. Yeah, I do find it quite interesting that, like, you can kind of tell who likes and dislikes it enough, or as much, because you've got everyone on the dance floor. You've got Iron Hardy in the corner, and then Taco also on the sofa. Ace just kind of standing to the side of everything. Oh, one moment. Oh, that's a bit better. So you've got everyone dancing. You've got the people who are sat at the tables. Then you've got Adrian kind of standing off to the side, but still, you know, pretty central. Obviously, you've got Arclight up the top. Elias mixing the drinks for some reason. Samson and Blake at the counter for more understandable reasons. Going up here, Saphira, Titania, and Fern are all kind of a bit away from the action, with Fern not looking at anyone. I also think it's kind of interesting that, like, yeah, it's like Saphira, you'd think it would be swapped. Like, you almost think Saphira would be looking up to where Fern is. Well, she is looking up to where Fern is, and then Tanya is looking out, keeping an eye on everyone. But you cannot actually see either of her sisters from where she is. But you almost kind of think, like, Charlotte's up against this wall, Laura's up against that wall, and then Saphira will be up against this wall to show that they're all doing the same thing. But then if you go kind of round to the corner, obviously you've got Ace in the corner of the nightclub, or the dance floor rather, Victoria down the stairs, and Luna at the top of the stairs. And then Zero all the way in the corner. Need any kind of support today? Or were you just saying hi? But yeah, that is, well, technically everything. Everything that can be done on this route, at least, because, like I said, we are still missing one person. And that one person is Lynn, who does get added to the nightclub after you complete her route. However, I don't know about the mutual exclusivity of the two routes, as in, I think if you get to the point, because basically, the difference between Lynn route and Anna route in the postgame, because that's the only place where they kind of are different, is that I don't know how the final, like the champion and the gauntlets after that work, but one thing I do know is that basically anytime Anna cuts in this route, that would have been Lynn. Oh, there's multiple Lynn endings? Oh, because you can save her from falling. Right. Yeah, I think I remember reading about that. Because, yeah, basically, anytime Anna interjected what we were doing throughout the postgame, Lynn would have done that instead with a slightly different effect. So I guess it would have been, like, more negative, I guess, like her trying to stop us to a certain point. But then I think she eventually kind of, like, realizes she takes things too far, and eventually you end up seeing Warden Urchin Lynn on the sofa. So yeah. I do understand why people say to do Lynn route first. However, like, I'm glad I did Anna route. Because I wanted to save her, you know? And I don't really know what happens to her in Lynn route, but I know that Cass described the difference between the two routes as like who wins the game between them. So that's why I wanted to make sure like Anna won the game. Even if things kind of went wrong in the process. However, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I have to be up at like 9 tomorrow, which is even earlier than I needed to get up today. So I think I will leave it here, and this will also end off my, oops. That's what I should do, I should heal. This will also end off my Reborn streams, because I do not believe, personally, that Lin route is different enough to warrant going through the entire thing all over again. However, everyone has said that you're supposed to do Lin route first, so most of the guides will probably show it. Like, I know the guide that shows the Giratina puzzle solution shows what Lin is saying to Anna when you do that puzzle on Lin route. But thank you guys so much for being here. It really has made such a big difference, like, having people be here for the streams. And yeah, I hope you've had fun. It's certainly led to a lot when you think, like, I've been streaming over the past, 2 weeks? And how much lore I've managed to come up with in that time. So it's been lovely, and it's been lovely having you guys here too. So I hope you are all able to have a good evening and get some rest. And I will also be getting some rest now. But thank you guys so much for being here. And I mean, it's probably not my turn to stream next, but if anyone else has any other games they want to stream, I'd be happy to watch them play it. I technically never finished off Dragon Quest, so I could go finish that off. But yeah, I'll see how I occupy my evenings, I guess. Thanks, friends.